You're right, they motion McCaffrey, backwards pass to McCaffrey, and he's going to throw downfield wide open. Brandon Ayuk, touchdown! San Francisco! He can run, he can catch,
is on fire!
And Christian McCaffrey can throw! Now they go empty, and McCaffrey goes right. It is Garoppolo looking. Garoppolo under pressure, throws to the back of the end zone. Caught by Christian McCaffrey. Touchdown! CMC!
Dynamite!
One just got it snapped in time. Inside handoff. McCaffrey finds a crack. Gets wide. 10, 5, 10. Oh, he got nailed on the goal line. Is he in? He's right on the goal line. What a run by Christian McCaffrey! They're going to give it to McCaffrey coming left. McCaffrey, touchdown!
Hey.
Breezy,
Mo's Nose, Season 3, Peachy, It's about that time, everybody turn your TVs on. The Mo's Nose, Peachy, Breezy, and Fair to God. They keep it nitty gritty when they bring you non-a-talk. We two gorilla silverback, nah, silver.
You know it's busting the discussion cause we get it in. Every time, you know we grinding, I was 8 to 10. We always play to win, the faithful going hard. It's Wayne, Breezy, Peachy, Mo's Nose, and Fear to God. Let's get it.
Nitty gritty, it's the lightest talk. Don't like it, better take a walk. Nitty gritty, it's the lightest talk. We outline players up in chalk. Nitty gritty, it's the lightest talk. Don't like it, better take a walk. Nitty gritty, it's the lightest talk. Nitty gritty, it's the lightest talk.
What's going on, faithful? The Nitty Gritty Niners Talk is back in the building. We got Peachy, we got Fair to God, Mo's Nose is in the building. Everybody's still bopping their heads. It's Victory Monday. What's going on, Fair? What's going on, Peachy? What's going on, Mo's?
What's the word? What's going on? I'm all right. How you feeling?
I'm doing good, doing real good. Just checking in with you guys. How was your holiday? I hope you had a Merry Christmas and a happy holiday. I know we got New Year's coming up this weekend, but did everybody have a good day on yesterday?
I had a Christmas. I'm actually just looking forward to New Year's. I'm just looking forward to New Year's in Vegas. So this Christmas wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Everybody knows, you know, my station now, you know, like what was going on and everything like that. So, you know, it was a pretty solemn, peaceful Christmas, you know, everything. Ate today. We actually ate more today than we did yesterday and everything. But yeah, just looking forward to New Year's, looking forward to 2023, just trying to kind of turn that page, you know, and kind of, you know, it's been kind of a rough month for you girls. So, you know, just trying to do that and all that stuff. So
I got you. It's good to have you here. Let's go with Mose. Mose, how was your holidays, man?
Chilling, brother. I can't complain. Spent time with the fam Christmas Eve at my mom's house. So that was always a good time. Then Christmas Day, we were at my mother-in-law's house. So that was great. Got to see my little brother back from Boston College. They had a little rough season this year, but, you know, he's still in good spirits. So he, you know, still grinding. Got some time to chill with the family. Then he go back to school and get ready for his senior season. So we excited about that. And then we got my father-in-law coming on Wednesday. I mean, listen, man, it's good to be a 49er fan, man. We got 2 dubs. We got one on my birthday and we got one before Christmas. So yes. I got 2 great gifts this year. So I'm very happy.
That's what I like to hear. Fair, man. Christmas holiday. How was it, man? Christmas in Connecticut. It was weird.
Right.
It's cold.
It was super cold. But honestly, like, we had a real relaxed Christmas. Like I was supposed to have a bunch of family over. Last minute, one of them got sick, which means all of them were potentially exposed. So I said, all y'all stay y'all home. Don't bring that over here. And yeah, man, it was just me and my little goof troop. We was in the crib chilling. It was actually good though, man. It was relaxed. It wasn't. I didn't have to, cook too much of a crazy meal. Didn't have to, worry about room and board and things of that nature as well. So it was cool. It was relaxed.
That's what's up. That was for me.
I hear you, fair.
It was a Sunday, so I had to go to church. So it took out. So first of all, I didn't go to bed till because Santa Claus had to wrap. He had to bring all the gifts like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. So I was dealing with Santa Claus, and then I realized that I had to go to church in the morning. Now I almost forgot. So I just went to church, came back, and then it was just like, I'm gonna go get in the bed. I must have drank a quart of eggnog. Now let me tell you something. Don't ever drink a quart of eggnog. You should probably only have the serving size, which I believe is 8 ounces. Yo, I was in the bed at 4 o'clock, bro, like hurt.
I thought you meant in the bathroom.
I was trying to prevent myself from going to the bathroom, so I thought I'd lay down. You know what I'm saying, boy? Yo, everybody left the room. The cats, the room left. The windows was like, open me now. You know what I'm saying? Don't drink a quart of eggnog, ladies and gentlemen, or it's going to be some repercussions. But Christmas was good, man. Family's good. Everybody's good. So Christmas was great. And like Mose said, we got to celebrate a 49ers win. And my Celtics bust some team's ass on Christmas Sunday. I ain't going to mention the Bucks name, but that junk went down. You know what I'm saying? And if you're a Golden State Warrior fan, congratulations, y'all finally won the game. I had to throw that in there like that.
And if you are a Laker fan, I don't know if
I wasn't gonna say it, Peachy. I wasn't gonna do it.
No, I'm gonna do it for you. You don't have to.
Okay.
If you are a Laker fan, the best thing for you to do is to just be like me and be glad that it's almost 2023 and almost be glad that it's gonna be summer soon. And look forward to all of the changes that are going to freaking take place because, man, we are so through. We just through. That's all just through as can be.
I you know what? I know it's not a basketball show. I just have one question for Peach.
Right, let's get it. Exactly.
I got to ask you this one question, Peach. And then Mose and Fear, feel free to tap in because maybe y'all know the answer. How do you break your ankle?
No, don't. Bro, how do you sprain your ankle in the air? And I was telling somebody that over Christmas. I was like, yo, he was in the air.
Me and Breezy had the longest conversation about this.
His foot just grazed my man's thigh.
So embarrassing.
Like
Lord
that was
Jesus.
it. He was in the air, and then the foot, it just went like this. Like it just went like it just came across. It just like just like that. It just was like, oh, we just touched each other, and then they just went past, just like that. Like. Look, I don't know how you sprain your ankle in the air.
I don't get it, y'all. Like,
it's unexplainable, and the only person that would be able to do that, just like it said, you have to ask AD because he's obviously the only person,
athletic director.
Okay,
that would.
No, PG. AD. What does it stand for?
Yo. Somebody said this, and man, somebody said that AD stands for always disabled.
Yep, I'm in. Sold.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for tuning in to Nitty Gritty. So we're gonna get down to it. I had to ask Peachy the question because I watched it, and I watched the ankle sprain in the air. Like you saw it go. Right. You know what I'm saying?
It didn't even do all that, Breezy. You putting sauce on it. It didn't go bye-bye.
It went like this. It was like a little air.
Yeah, but they put it in slow motion, and he was ridiculous. So he made the gesture of it getting hurt. He can't be hurt, right?
Nah,
this is
somebody. I do have to say this though. All right, so I was telling Breezy that this cat, and I can't find it on Twitter because I was going to send it to him. you know those voodoo dolls that people make. This dude said that.
You better stop talking like that. My wife from New Orleans, so she know all about that. She know all about that.
I saw Skeleton Key.
That they had that somebody got a voodoo doll.
And where was he before he came to the Lakers?
Nolans. Exactly.
So I get what's going on. So what happened was he got somebody pregnant down there. And somebody
he done made somebody mad.
He ain't taking care of
He done made some.
That's what's going on.
He's the softest.
He got somebody grandmama mad. Somebody grandmama who a huge basketball fan. She mad.
No. It usually happens if you do something and you're not taking care of responsibilities. He got a responsibility down there somewhere, bro. That's why the grandmama mad. I'm telling you.
And she's got a voodoo doll, and every once in a while she pulls that sucker out. And she decides that's the only way that he can do that in the air.
Man, I ain't never seen somebody from Chicago be that soft. Like, he the softest person ever to come out of Chicago. They be playing basketball with bullet wounds. Like, they don't even care out there. AD out here, like, bruh.
They will argue with somebody, get shot, and then check up.
Finish the game.
And then check up.
They'll be like, this is a bloody scratch, yo. I'm still in the game.
Man,
guys, look.
Anyways,
I thought we would, little NBA talk, little preview.
Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah. All right. So the Niners, on the other hand, speaking of injuries, zero injuries.
Stop, yo. Y'all got to get out the chat, yo. Because I don't have this uncle, but I know somebody who like this. Every new job he get, he always on disability, yo. Always. When you going back to work? I'm out on disability.
Workers' comp.
He getting double money though. I bet,
know.
right?
I know somebody who gets in trouble for workers' comp like that. The same way. Every time he gets like a job, he always wants some workers' comp. Like, he abuses workers' comp.
Look, we talking about injuries. Let's talk about this game.
Right.
49ers. He said he was that person. 37-20. Two people left injured but came back.
GSU.
Okay. They came back. Mooney Ward, Jordan Mason. I saw him on special teams playing. Didn't see him get any carries. But saw him on special teams playing, saw Mooney Ward come back in the game. He had some type of nausea. I believe that's what they called it. Not sure if it stemmed from the concussion that he suffered a week before, but he came out. And it was funny because the moment he came out, Taylor Heineke picked on the rookie. Y'all saw that play? He picked on Samuel.
Went directly to him.
He said, Samuel, catch this. And I didn't even know Taylor can throw that deep down the field. I didn't know it was in his arsenal, bro. I thought he had a weaker arm than that. And clearly he took advantage of it. But listen, 0 injuries. Good news for the 49ers, right? 0 injuries out of that game.
Yes.
And I asked this earlier on the show today. I said, hey, how many of you, by a show of hands, thought that Javon Kinlaw, he only played 16 snaps.
Right.
So maybe 4 snaps a quarter if you want to average it out. How many thought he was going to leave the game hurt? And be honest. So no one else on this show being honest but Mose.
I mean, I'm being honest. I didn't think so. He usually
I didn't either, because I knew that they weren't going to play him that much.
I hear you. Okay. I know people out there felt like he wasn't going to make it, but he did. He did. So what do you guys think this weekend? 16 in this game. Do you think he doubles his snaps? Do you think he gets at least 30 snaps against the Raiders?
25. Oh, what? Go ahead, Mo.
I'm sorry. My grandmother has always told me to walk by faith and not by sight.
We talked about that this morning.
But I will not do that with Javon Kinlaw. So I'm going to have to see it, okay? So every game he going to, I'm just waiting for him to go down. Now, this is not a knock on the young brother because I want him to stay healthy. I want him to prove me and all of us wrong and just don't get hurt no more. Or if he do get hurt, let it be something else. You did something to your shoulder. maybe
Right.
something to your ankle.
I get what
You
you're
know,
saying.
some
Nothing with the
else
leg.
other than your knee. It's like this same knee that's been bothering you that you had issues with when we drafted you.
Okay, but I tell you what though. I don't know whether we're gonna get into this, but I'm about to. If we hadn't had Kinlaw, that goal line stand wouldn't have been the same that we made.
I agree
we
with
did
you.
that. I can tell you
do
that
agree
now.
with you.
He
So-
made
so-
a difference up on that goal line. I'm telling you, he did.
Goal line, 4th and 1.
Yes.
Third-
Yeah.
third- fourth and
That
short,
too.
third and
Yep.
short.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
so as many people want to, and listen, it's nothing wrong if you felt like, not seriously, because his track record says he doesn't last. So there's nothing wrong by going off of what the track record states.
Yeah.
But I truly felt that he's been healthy for a while.
Mhm.
And I think Kyle is just playing the game.
When he really need him.
I think he's playing the game, Peachy. And I think now that the playoffs are seriously around the corner,
Yes.
I think you go maybe 20 plus
He's
next
gonna start
game.
ramping it up a little bit. Just
against
gradually
Arizona,
ramping
who
it
has
up.
nobody.
Right.
And remember, there were talks about him. Kyle Shanahan talked about him playing on every down. I'm like, what? So there's something there. We'll keep our eye on it. I promise you. But Kinlaw looks like he's back. And Peachy made a great point. Got to give her the Price is Right sound, because that goal line stance. Oh God, they should have scored on that, but they didn't, because the defense is just on point. Like the defense is on point. They bend, they don't break. They did give up 20. Let's talk about that. So the defense gave up 20 points. They haven't given up more than 20 points since the Chiefs game. Are you worried about the defense in the next couple of games, like playing a little bit more lackadaisical, or is D'Amico kind of trying out the other players? Are you worried about them giving up those points? Because that puts more pressure on the offense, right?
I would agree with you that it puts more pressure on the offense, but I mean, if our offense is going to be putting up 30,
right,
30 Purdy,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I like that.
37.
I got to
We're
put that
starting to-
down. That's a yeah. I got it.
we're starting to put up.
I got
We're
it.
starting to put up 30 a game. Now, are we going to be able to expect that going into the playoffs? No, I think teams are going to come with different schemes and different ways to try to slow our offense down. But I think when it matters the most, we get the stops. I think this was a much needed game because the biggest thing that I wanted to see is how our secondary handles a receiving core like this. I think this is probably one of the best receiving cores when you look at going 3 deep. You can definitely look at Cincinnati with Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd as probably one of the best in the league. But this group in Washington with Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, and Curtis Samuel, that is a good trio of wide receivers. And all three of them scored a touchdown.
They did.
So I wanted to see how this secondary would hold up against them. And, you know,
I hated that trio, Mose.
I know.
They shifty and fast, and
I know. But we needed to see it.
Mhm.
We needed to see how we defended it. And I think this game, we got a lot of information. We got a lot of data. There were some good things that we saw, and there were some not so good things that we saw. So all it is information for D'Amico to use to continue to build his scheme, to continue to coach his players up, to get with his defensive coaches and his position coaches, specifically his cornerbacks and his safety coaches, and say, look, this is what we saw on film against a wide receiver core with this dynamic ability. These are some things that we need to tweak. Let's work on it going into the playoffs, because we might have to see the Vikings with Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, and KJ Osborne. We're going to have to see the Eagles with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Quez Watkins. We're going to have to see the Dallas Cowboys with CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup and now T.Y. Hilton. Like, we're going to have to see these teams that go 3 deep at wide receiver. So this was kind of like that first test for us. And, and you know, we did some good things.
I agree. I agree. Happy birthday to Leslie Klinger. Happy birthday, Leslie.
Happy birthday, Leslie.
I love the red frames.
Again. Breezy did a nice serenade on the Wayne Breezy Show. For anyone who didn't catch it, you should be watching the Wayne Breezy Show every day. But if you did not catch it, then you have to hear Breezy's amazing vocals this morning on the Wayne Breezy Show.
they not amazing right now. I've been talking.
They were quite amazing. I was
Got me
shocked
early
that
in
they
the
were
morning.
as good as they were.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a good.
You know, I was surprised that you hit us with that much goodness.
Right. I just like, well, damn. Well, all right. So, happy birthday to you, Leslie, and anybody else out there that's celebrating their birthday today. Happy birthday to you guys. Look, a lot of good things from this game. Still, my favorite part was the adjustments. Like at the end of the day, like the 49ers found a way to adjust offensively, as well as defensively, because they had injuries. So again, the Mooney Ward getting injured was the touchdown. Like I know the touchdown wasn't given up on that play, but if you go from the first pass to Jahan Dotson to the outside, and then that pass down the field to McLaurin, and then there was the touchdown pass to Jahan Dotson, which I don't know why he keeps having brain farts, but Talanoa Hufanga gets confused. And it was just a formation. It was a 3-by-1, and then they ran this guy, Jahan, all the way around, and I think Hufanga got caught up, and he just didn't fall back. I wanted to show you guys the film, but I don't have the film as of yet. We would have watched it on this play. It's just one of those little brain farts. Communications. It was a communication issue. It's always a communication issue.
But he really has to, like, going into the playoffs, though, like that's one thing that really makes me nervous about him, because he's been doing that as of late quite a bit. Those uh-ohs, like you can't have those uh-ohs in the playoffs. Like those uh-ohs can be the difference between, you know, a win and a loss. You have
and I think a lot of what we saw from Huff during the season, in the beginning part of the season, we saw him with brain fart or communication issues, you know, in that midfield range. Now, as of late, we don't really see those mishaps, you know, between the 20s. It's in the red zone that he's having a lot of problems. And I think it can be corrected, you know, with film and people working on it and getting that communication right with your corners and with, you know, his fellow safety. But like Peachy says, she's a spot on. Like, this has to be corrected within the next 2 weeks.
Jeez.
And it maybe is difficult for him because our defense doesn't allow teams in the red zone a lot. So that could be new territory for him as well. But it's something that needs to be corrected because it seems to always happen in the red zone as of late. And that's a problem.
Yeah, and you know what? His running mate, Gibson, is also giving up a play every single week for the last few weeks. So it's a little scary that both of them having, you know, times where they're getting burnt throughout the weekend. You know, we do have a safety who's actually been settling into his nickel role.
He got
quite
burnt
well. Quite well. He did though, but that happens when he plays those shiftier, faster receivers. We know that.
Yeah,
because he's definitely out of position.
Well, I think for Jimmy, why you're seeing it, listen, if it was one guy, Jimmy locks in on the dude, it's cool. They were rotating all three of them dudes in the slot. I was mad. And remember in the Miami game, remember Tyreek Hill was getting locked down, and then all of a sudden they put him in the slot, and it was just it got him involved. That's what coordinators are going to do. It's not that they're picking on Jimmy because they know he's out of position. So we're just gonna switch it up. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I wish they put AJ Brown in the slot. I know Jimmy. If you know Jimmy, like I know Jimmy,
right?
Jimmy wants that.
That's what he's looking for.
That's what he's geared up for. That's the dog in him. Because AJ Brown's a bigger wide receiver, right? I swear to goodness, Jimmy Ward only struggled against one big wide receiver his whole career.
Are we already on to the Eagles?
Nah, I just thought about it because he mentioned the different wide receiver matchups.
Right.
If we happen to see them. And so I'm thinking of AJ Brown. I'm thinking of Brandon Marshall. I'm thinking that big type of body. That ain't rookie Jimmy Ward anymore, is what I'm trying to say. And so that's who he's looking for. But now when you switch that up and you put a Davante Smith in the slot,
right?
That's when Jimmy's gonna be like, damn. Somebody come over the top. I am the help over the top. Wait a minute. I am the help. We need to play cover two.
Exactly.
Or to quote one of my favorite Christmas movies, Buzz, your girlfriend, Wolf.
But
Yeah.
the defense just in its entirety, regardless of the mistakes that they make, because I see Chrissy says, fix it, please. You're right. But in its entirety, they remain the best defense
Oh yeah.
in the league. Hence the show DMV, right? Hence that. Because we're talking about this defense because how many? Oh, I wait. So Purdy dropped the pick. Not Purdy. Gibson dropped the pick. What's the linebacker? Greenlaw dropped the pick. Jimmy Ward gets the pick, but somehow gets grazed and gets returned, not called back, even though it wasn't the touchdown. He got the pick. There were so many opportunities I thought the defense was going to score on. It wasn't even funny.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into that conspiracy about the NFL, like just not letting the 49ers be great. But how they let the Rams get 51
I know, right?
one against this team? I thought
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Okay.
My fantasy has flourished thanks to the Rams defense. Yeah, no, don't do that. This is the first time I actually wanted them to go off on defense, and it happened in real life. But beyond that, yes, I agree, man. There's just teams that never seem to get those calls, and I just so happen to be a 49ers fan, so I'm watching the game, and we just always, like, look at the Minnesota Vikings, bro. They get every single break possible.
We just have to be able to win these two close games.
How do you get 2 and 3 interceptions called back? One of them were legit, right? The other 2 were borderline, bro. Come on, man. Every single week, week in and week out, the Vikings get those. And I feel like the Niners always have those go the other way against us, and we never get any of those. Ever. I know there was a play, too, where Kyle potentially could have challenged, and we would have had.
Let's talk about it. That's why we're here. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty because he doesn't challenge. No. You're going to talk about that play, but the following play that was clearly not challenge worthy. He challenges it and loses. Right. You got the floor, bro. Let's talk about that play if you remember.
I mean, it looked clean. I was like yelling at the TV because they were taking forever to actually run their play. I'm like, bro, the people upstairs must have watched and let it rock. Like, yo, Kyle, challenge this. What are you doing? Why are we waiting? And then they ended up scoring on that drive, if I'm not mistaken. So that was 7 points that we allowed them to get off of what would have been another turnover.
Remind me, what play was that?
That was the what you call it when they said he didn't pick it off, right? Am I tripping?
You talking about the Greenlaw play?
The Greenlaw, right?
See, I'm getting confused with Greenlaw because there were 2 opportunities that he picked the ball off because one hit the ground.
One of them clearly hit the ground.
Yes.
Yeah.
But why I keep missing the other one? I done watched this game like 3 times. Like, what's the other one?
I was at my mom's house, so I had to watch the game on my phone. So
I understand. Yeah, that's how I was for the majority of the game. They know in the chat. The other one was a pick, and they called it back. One hit the ground though.
Right. I think that first one, yeah. See, they're even saying that he did intercept that. Like it looked like a pick to me. He looked like he had his arms under the ball. He cradled it and rolled over, and they said that it was incomplete. I'm like, what is going on? Like, why are we not?
Kyle didn't challenge.
He didn't challenge. That's what I'm talking about. I'm like, yo, challenge that one. Challenge that. What are you doing? And they ended up scoring on that drive.
I'm sorry, guys. I know exactly what y'all talking about. It was Greenlaw caught the ball, arms under the ball. Ball didn't touch the ground, bro. No. I remember it specifically. And here's how I know I remember it. The commentator said, "Hey, challenge that shit, Kyle."
Yeah,
and Kyle didn't challenge it. Like the commentators was like, "That's a pick." They usually.
I think he had just challenged. He had just challenged a play like 1 or 2 before, and then that one he didn't. I don't know.
Look, Kyle had a couple of brain farts too, right? Because there was a play on the 4th down play in the first 4th down play. It was like a 4th and 1 or something, and instead of doing the good old quarterback sneak or fullback sneak, we do a halfback flip toss to the fullback so he can option it out to Christian McCaffrey. For 1 yard? We're gonna run 9 yards for 1 yard? I'm confused.
Yeah. That was early, right? That was that early fourth
That was
down.
the first fourth down in the game, bro.
That made me scratch my head. Like, bro, just put the bruiser in. Let's just run it up the middle and just get the yards. Like,
right.
I mean, especially with, and we got to give our centers props, like the run grades that he's been getting and since Brock's been playing. Like, bro, let us move people out the way. That's their job. Like, that's what we've actually been doing. Folks haven't been getting a lot of penetration up the middle because our boys up front are doing what they're supposed to do. Like, at least guard, center, guard. Like, yo, move the guys out the way, get that 1 yard, man. I don't like that extra stuff that Kyle tried to do a little early.
All right, Big Papa says Kyle did try to challenge that. So I think I remember the red flag coming out, right? And then
they said it was not reviewable? Really?
Because the refs called it incomplete.
Incomplete.
Yeah, but can't you challenge it? No, you can't challenge it. You can't challenge an incomplete pass, right? I'm confused.
As long as it's clear possession, I thought.
I'm confused on the rules. I thought every turnover. All right, if it was a turnover.
It was not a turnover.
It was not.
No, on the field it was called incomplete.
It was called.
So he would have had to challenge it.
Yeah, but that's why I thought he should have been able to challenge. Why would the refs tell him he can't challenge it?
Yeah, I don't remember them saying it wasn't reviewable, but definitely I know he had just challenged the play and lost. And so he might not have wanted to go again. You know what I mean?
I got you. Listen, we got some super chat contributions we want to get to before we kick off like our grades for the game. You know, we got to do our nitty gritty grades for the game. Let's start off with Jacqueline Knox super chat contribution. 12-4 period. Exclamation. I can't say that many exclamation points back to back to back. But y'all get the picture, right? 12-4. So what she did last week was said 11-4. 11-4. What she's doing this week is saying 12-4. It's gonna be 12-4. We're gonna preview that game. Master Chef
speaking it
into existence. Happy holidays to you all. Love you guys. Niners. And let's just go ahead and read his second contribution. Have you noticed Kyle uses some Bill Walsh plays? Let's talk about it because he used one last week, that Hollywood play, which was the fake to the right, fake to the left, over the middle, kiddo. He's still doing some of that stuff. Have you guys noticed any new Bill Walsh plays?
I have not.
Not off the top.
Enlighten me.
In my head, yeah. Like, not off the top of my head. I haven't gotten a chance to watch the film to actually sit there and break the stuff down. But he is, listen, Brock Purdy is doing, like, no-look passes, bro, in football. Like, this dude's swag is on a whole nother level, yo. Like, the first play of the game was like I thought he handed the ball off or something, or no, I thought he handed, I don't know what he did, but he faked the ball to the left and handed it off to the front. It was something like that. And I'm like, that's how we living right now. So I'm seeing this kid play a lot more confident, a lot more with some type of swag. He's understanding the play calls, if that makes any sense. Like, he's understanding that his job is to also act and sell to get the defense to bite. Like, you can't teach those things. Am I right? Am I right? Like, you can't teach those things.
No. Some of the footwork, just watching, like, you know, some break, like even Brian Baldinger, he does some really, really good breakdowns.
Great breakdowns.
And he said the same thing that you just said, Breezy. He says there's certain things that Brock Purdy does at the quarterback position with his footwork that you can't teach that stuff. It's feel. It's understanding where you are, where your defender is, and understanding everything that's happening on the field and what's required of you. Like, I think it wasn't this game, it was last game. The play action where, like, he play action and had to turn around real quick and fire it because there was a defender.
Oh yeah, he did a spin. It was this game.
Like,
he did a spin throwaway.
Like how quick he turned around and got rid of the ball because the defender was there. Like, that's feel, that's anticipation. That's based off of this, the blocking alignment that I have for my life. I know this guy is coming free. This is what we want because that opens the window for this throw. So as soon as I fake this handoff, I have to turn around, get my feet set, and get rid of the ball. Like, that's IQ, that's feel. Like, you can't teach that. You could tell
Bro.
him this is what I want to do and what I want to see here, but he has to be able to understand how to do. He has to have the muscle memory of trying it in the game, of trying it in practice, of trying it in his off-season throwing sessions. He has to have all of that stuff built up and worked on for him to be able to do it at a high level and complete the pass. So you're absolutely right. That's not stuff that you could teach.
And not only that, Mose, man, that same play that you're talking about where he spun away and threw the ball away, bro, like during him trying to escape, he hit the defender with a dead leg. Like, how many quarterbacks you ever see try to hit somebody with a dead leg, bro? I not many. Lamar Jackson.
You guys play basketball, so it's almost like Brock Purdy, right? But it's like it's almost similar to the crossover, right? So you think you got the guy, you know what I'm saying? You in front of him, you playing great defense, and then he just hit you with the whoop, and you going one way, or the step back, whatever way, crossover or step back, however you want to look at it. So in football, it's the dead leg. So if you go back and watch that play, and I put it in the private chat, that play, his escapability, first of all, was a blitz. Number 20 was coming in on the blitz, and no one picked it up. It was a free guy at Brock. Brock tried to run out to the left. Defender was there. He stopped, spun, and then defender was like, whoops. And then Brock still got the ball off out of bounds to live on to the next play. Get intentional grounding because you have Brandon Ayuk right there in his vicinity. That's the stuff you can't teach. That's the stuff that will win Super Bowls. Up. Yeah. So we'll leave it at that. Miss Debbie. Miss Debbie's in the building. The beautiful Miss Debbie. She was at the game enjoying herself. Hey, NGNT team. Blessings to the faithful who have joined the chat today. Please remember to follow and subscribe and to hit that like button. Guys, we totally forgot about the like button stuff, but we know what you guys do. Hit the like button. Make sure you guys do that. You know what it does for the channel. And make sure you listen to Miss Debbie. If not, she gonna grab the switch. I keep telling y'all don't know about that switch.
I was Breezy. See, this I know we family. I was about to say something very soon. Our elders only say things once. They don't repeat themselves.
Facts.
So she said what she said. It's up on the screen. She said it once. She's not going to say it again. Our elders don't repeat themselves, because if they have to repeat themselves, come with some consequences.
Yeah, that's when you get hit in between the words. I thought I told you to hit that like button, making me get out of my character on you. What's wrong with y'all?
And you better not cry.
Word.
Was that a cry? You talking
No,
about? Like, you just better keep sniffing,
right? Just
listen. Miss Debbie is the kindest person in the world, but just don't get her mad.
Facts.
Tanya, she says, "Hey fam, just showing some love. Thank you so much, Tanya, for the super chat contribution. We appreciate everybody that contributes to the show. Thank you." All right, GSU for life says that play that we were talking about was a Bill Walsh play. I ain't like.
Oh.
Well, he said the one to the right, not the 4th and 1. That looked like it could have been a Bill Walsh play too. Flip toss to the fullback. The fullback looks like he's gonna run it out, and then it's a pitch toss to the running back. That's some Bill Walsh stuff.
Yeah, he's talking about the quarterback's run out. Roll out.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's that West Coast style offense, man. That's him. All right, let's talk about some of these players in the game that just dominated. Guys, give me an offensive player that dominated in your opinion. If we can go with someone different, that would be dope. If not, that's still dope. So let's start with Peachy. We'll end with Fair. And then we'll go around for defense.
Well, all I did was watch the highlights because I couldn't watch the game.
It's okay.
Because my power was crazy and I had no Wi-Fi. So I'll go with Kittle because he had the 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns, 120 yards.
Yes.
George Kittle was balling.
I heard he balled out like the whole game. Actually, I heard he balled out. He had a great game. So
it's just like you gotta find a way to get this man the ball. Like 6 receptions, 8 targets, 120, 2 TDs. was the Grinch on Sunday, took Ray Ray's touchdown. I don't know if Ray Ray was running in the wrong spot or whatnot, but
That was
that's mine.
That was funny. One of them was gonna get it.
Somebody better have caught that. That was a wide open. And again, that's Brock Purdy checking his progressions. 1, 2, 3. He didn't even look to 4. He wasn't looking at the 4. It was just bam. He saw it. 4 and like 3 and 4 was like right there. Then your check downs. All right. So look, Kittle was dope. Let's go with Mose. You got another player?
Give me Ray Ray, man. This game was for me, it was too close for comfort early. You know, leaving that first quarter 0-0, offense not putting anything on the board. I started to question that if this was a trap game for us. We've been on this winning streak. You know, Washington comes in. You know, they've been playing well, but they're not really that good. Offensively, they kind of, you know, are hit or miss. And, you know, for the way we came out offensively, it just seemed we came out. Thank you, Callie. We came out flat. And then for Ray Ray to break that 71-yard touchdown and to put points on the board in that fashion, I feel like that was something that our team needed to kind of like wake us up and be like, okay, let's go. I feel like I don't think it would have been the same if we would have had a 10, 12, 15 play drive that we just kind of like milked down the field and just punched it in. I feel like we needed something like that. I feel like, you know, we love having those long drives. We love, you know, time of possession and controlling the football, but we are a team that is predicated on big plays. And then later you see Kittle with a couple of big plays. You know, you see the defense start to step up and they get big plays. So I feel like Ray McLeod, obviously it was great blocking by everybody on that right side. Even Christian McCaffrey stuck his nose in there. Willie Snead comes out of nowhere and gets a key block to open up that lane. But I'm going to go with Ray McLeod, man, because he kind of sparked that, you know, the fire within the rest of that team, you know, in that second quarter, getting that first touchdown.
I love it, man. Shout out to Ray McLeod. Listen, on Madden, he returned a kickoff return. I know it's not the same. That was a little end around. That was a little jet sweep in the game, but he returned a kickoff return, and I can't remember his name, but he called it. He was watching the Madden live. He was like, "Yo, Ray gonna get a jet sweep for a touchdown on Sunday," and it was about time though, because I was waiting for it. That was one of the main reasons why they signed him. Sorry, they didn't draft him.
And if you add what he's been doing, you know, in the return game, both punt and kickoff return, he's been solid all year. Then to have that, and like you just talked about, Kittle really stole his touchdown because both Brock and Shanahan said that play was to Ray and Ray beat his man and was wide open. So like people
said, he was the Grinch that stole Christmas, so he stole Ray.
somebody was going to catch it, but Ray in Debo's absence has been stepping up to the plate and is doing everything that this team is asking him to do and more. That's why I'm going with Ray.
The cool thing about Ray is you're not expecting him to do that. Whereas if it was Debo, they might have been expecting him to run that. And so it was like a nice breath of fresh air for the 49ers to get one of those plays to finally like work again. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's a really good pick. Fair, who you rocking with? Huh?
Oh, well, I'm going to go with BA.
Hey.
Caught 5 catches out of 7 targets, and he had the big 54-yard catch and run that just kind of pretty much put the game out of reach, right? Once he caught that, no, we're not talking about that right there, Moses.
Moses is gonna read that soon.
I know he is.
I know he is. Get it out.
But yeah, man, big shout out to BA, man. I think that he played well. He was blocking on all day as well. But you know, that 54-yarder definitely opened up and put this game out of reach.
Moses, I definitely want to get you to that. But if I had to pick an offensive player, I'm going to go with the BP, right? Because I'm gonna tell you what, Brock Purdy looked not like Brock Purdy in the first half. I see my man 49ers underscore throwback, my man Fernando. This is what happened. Okay, their defensive front said F the run game. 49ers aren't running on us. And if it wasn't for the Ray touchdown, like we wouldn't have even had 100 rushing yards totality. Okay, so that was a 71-yard game. Christian McCaffrey was and no Jordan Mason. So we had to use some TDP. Shout out to TDP for getting his reps. It's so funny. They asked Kyle Shanahan about TDP at the presser, and he was like, yeah, he just got beat out. Like, he got hurt, got beat out, and it's just what it is. Next thing you know, he's using TDP. This is so funny. But this is what they did. This was their game plan. They were going to try to take away the run. They knew we were going to come at Brock Purdy with the kitchen sink, try to exotically make him see things he's never seen before, which they did. And the reason why he was my offensive person was the simple fact that this kid went out there, adjusted, found Kittle, and said, let's go ahead and get this dub, right? 2 touchdowns, 230 plus yards, I think 34 yards for Brock Purdy, a rating of at 114. Imagine if he didn't have that interception, then the rating would have been probably a lot higher.
Go ahead. Was that a segue?
That's a segue.
Go ahead, Mose. You got something you got to get off your chest?
I mean, I've already said it, and I saw Melissa in the chat earlier, and I said it.
I mean,
to
this
you.
is nitty gritty Niners.
Don't mention that man's name to me anymore for the rest of the season. I don't care what he catch on third down. I don't care.
All right, so we're only going to throw the ball to him on third down. He's no longer allowed to get targets any other down.
That's not fair.
Either he drops it or turns into that.
Well, then why he on the field then? If he ain't
getting that third guy, he the number 3.
No, he's number 2 this week.
Find somebody else.
I mean, he's a number 2. I'm sorry.
He started this week.
Right. This was his first start too, and he got a win.
His first start, and he dropped a
he had
easy pass over the middle that led to Brock Purdy's only interception.
Was that ball low?
It was low.
No, it wasn't. Don't do that.
I'm not
behind him a little.
Nope.
I'm not talking to Mose. Fair, was that ball low?
It was a little low. It was a little behind him.
But
I'm not saying it wasn't a catchable ball. That's not what I'm saying. He has to catch that.
It's not Mose. That's not fair. Hold up.
That's not me.
Listen, let that have been Jimmy, James, Jeffrey Garoppolo. We would have been like, it's a hospital.
And I'd have said the same thing.
Right, it would have been low.
No. I'd have said Jennings should have called it.
Let's talk about ball placement.
And people would have been complaining about Jimmy throwing picks, and that one wasn't his fault.
Let's talk about the ball placement, though. Like, if you put that ball
placement
where his if you put the pass.
I wasn't even going to do you like that. I wasn't even going to do you like that because I know you was about to really make a good point.
Get your own show.
You was about to cook, yo. No, I wasn't going to do that to you. You was about to cook.
I'm just saying, if you put the ball to it.
I'm with you. I'm riding with you. Let's go. We going down the road. Let's go.
Yo, that's Fair's fault. Yo, don't put that one on me, dog.
If you put the pass,
if you put the pass where his hands to go and catch it, that's probably a catch. He's a big guy. Now, usually he catches those passes.
Right.
Usually. But Jennings, you got to catch that pass.
Yeah, so he was trying to secure the ball and brought it up thinking that he was about to get hit and turned his head and the ball went up in the air and right to the next person. It is what it is, man. It is what it is.
I was waiting for this.
Mose.
With that jive. I ain't heard that word since airplane. Hey.
She said, if I'm with that job, Brandon and missed touchdowns, we can't say his name, and Juice can't get a yard. Devo has his drops. F that, Mose.
Nah, I don't want to hear that.
Wait a minute.
Because y'all don't when they do something good, y'all not all in my inbox.
I mean, you know what, man?
I have faith in Jennings.
Nah.
Jennings is clutch.
No,
he's the clutch king. I don't want to hear none of that. He wasn't clutch. Yeah, he wasn't clutch on Saturday.
But that one was that was catastrophic.
Byron, go watch it. I'm not saying
I didn't watch it.
Listen, I'm not saying he shouldn't have caught the pass. What I'm saying is, like, he was running in stride, the ball looked low and kind of slightly behind. Slightly though. Like super very slower, slightly.
It wasn't behind, it was in front of him.
Nah, it was like
because where the ball
He
it
tried to
wasn't
pull
behind
it
him.
forward. No. It's because of his motion when he tried to catch it. He pulled it forward and the ball popped in front of him.
Right.
So, even if we go with that thought process,
I don't know.
that continues to prove my point that he can't catch.
He can't
because if he was trying to do that, bringing the ball forward, that means he never had control of the ball.
How many third down catches he had in this game? Because that's all that matters.
One.
Damn. All right. Listen, Juwan.
And that's why I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear third and Jennings when he only had 2 catches for 21 yards.
Yeah, but it's not
every game. 2 catches, 21 yards.
No, but
3 catches, 30 yards.
You gotta stop that shit. Because
I don't want to hear that.
Hold up. There was catches he made. There were third downs that were short, and that motherfucker ran for the first down. Juwan Jennings can't juke people. He was juking cats, getting first downs. You gonna put some respect on his name.
He did that one time, Breezy.
So it only take one time.
It don't. It take multiple times.
Hold on.
It ain't just one game a season.
I got it.
One pass. It was an interception.
Thank you, Hurricane. I appreciate you. Third and drops.
Well, let's settle this.
I bet you Hurricane got his ass in his big fantasy Madden lineup. I bet
because I asked Fair that. I said, Fair, you need a wide receiver. Jennings is a free agent. You want to pick him up? No. He was like, no.
I've never heard Izzy curse. So
I know that is her man. Y'all gonna get off her dude.
Listen, y'all better stop talking about Juwan Jennings. The only person you could talk about with Izzy is Kyle Juszczyk. It's the only person she don't like.
Right.
But you guys remember,
and why? When he's more useful than Jennings.
Oh.
So Mose, you get one.
He's more useful.
You only get one person to hate on this team, Mose. So I'm gonna ask you right now:
is it Brunskill,
JJ or Brunskill?
Brunskill got his R, don't he?
Oh, Lord
that said that says everything. Brunskill got his R.
Need to know.
Brunskill got his R, don't he? You ain't heard of Brunskill yet this season.
He's been playing well, yeah.
And I've been consistent with it. Brunskill has his R.
You've been dropping the R. You have. I get it.
Thank you, Ice Niner. JJ is no Kendrick Bourne.
No. Okay, whoa.
Thank you, GSU for life. Jennings is too inconsistent.
Hey, come on, man.
All right, I'm gonna start cursing, and we're gonna lose our monetization. Hold on, because I know 3 years ago, 4 years ago,
right? Talk about it.
Trashing.
Talk about it.
Kendrick Bourne so bad that took less money to play for the Patriots, yo. Hey,
he went to go play for one of the angriest coaches in the league.
Yeah,
y'all trash him. And how many seasons he led the team in touchdowns? Two. In the red zone at that. And y'all trash him because all he did was drop the pass. He would drop every easy pass and catch every difficult pass.
Yeah, that's a fact.
We just simply replaced the droppy guy. It's the different guy.
Yeah,
different name.
So if we trash KB for all them drops, why we not trashing? Why am I the only one on the trash?
I never trashed KB. Y'all did.
Neither did I.
And you. You're gonna love me.
Hey, listen! Shout out to our brother Steve Muller. He said Brunskill probably catches that pass.
Oh, don't do that. That's not the hill you're gonna sit on, bro.
Steve just became a member today. It only took him 2 years, but we love Steve. He does autographics for the show.
Yes, he does.
He probably like Breezy finally paid me so I could pay for my membership. That's what he did. But no, Steve, we love you, bro. Thank you so much. Listen, well, I know one lineman who wouldn't have caught that, and his name is Mike McGlinchey. Because let's shift the gear because.
I'll agree on that.
Did y'all sign in unison?
Yes.
All three of y'all signed in unison.
Yes. Just because, listen, I don't want, again, like Fair said earlier, like we jump into the Eagles. No, I don't want to think ahead. But look, next week is going to be a good test because Max Crosby is no slouch.
And Chandler Jones
But then you think about who we're going to have to face if we play the Vikings. You got to trust him to block Zadarius Smith. I'm not confident.
He's done his
If
job.
we
If
we play the Cowboys, we gotta
Mose?
trust him to go up against DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons.
I can't believe
Not
DeMarcus
confident.
football. Okay.
If we go against the Eagles, he gotta block Josh Sweat and Brandon Graham and Hassan Reddick. I'm not confident.
Okay, that's fair. Can I give you some confidence though from the Zadarius Smith? Because Mike McGlinchey typically holds his own whenever we play Green Bay, except for last season because he was injured. He typically holds his own. Remember the.
But he's not on Green Bay right now. He on a
I
different
know,
team
but
with a different
they never
scheme.
went off, is what I'm trying to say. They never got.
Ours,
and-
Mose.
He's right though. There's a different scheme, but come on, man. We talk about the Vikings, man. Like,
And they got and Viking too. I forgot. I said Zadarius Smith. But they got Daniil Hunter too.
I don't give a fuck about no Vikings. We're gonna beat the Vikings so bad. Them
No,
cats
I understand that. I just don't want our quarterback Brock Purdy getting hurt because McGlinchey don't know what he's doing against these pass rushers.
I don't think McGlinchey is struggling in the pass rush or in the run blocking game. The motherfucker's just dumb. He can't not get a
He's
penalty.
not
bro.
struggling, but he's just dumb. You gotta break that down for us.
Right.
You gotta make
All
that
he
make
doing is
sense.
get penalties now. So he ain't giving up the sack. He ain't giving up the pressure. He erasing touchdowns. That's worse. Fuck it. Let him sack your quarterback. Just don't give up the touchdown.
And I don't want to hear that bullcrap where he's talking about his ribs or whatever. Your ribs ain't caused you to get no penalties. That ain't got nothing in the world to do with you getting penalties.
You know what? Even the penalties didn't bother me. There was a play where he absolutely got smacked like he stole something and went flying back like 7 yards. That's what pisses me off. When I see him do that, and I'm like, and then 2-3 plays later, he's getting the false starts, probably because he didn't want to get smacked again like that. He felt that and he just flinched up.
He's been better.
They are drive killers. You are right about that, GSU. I will have to give you that. It definitely is drive killers.
Penalties are drive killers,
yes,
and
they
that's
are.
like you. It's a third. It's
They're
a
so
second
bad.
and short. Hold on,
Yes.
it's a second and short. Now it's second and long.
Like
17,
second 20.
18, 20, 35,
Ugh.
35, 45, 47.
Ugh.
It's long.
Crazy.
Pause. That's the issue.
Yes.
Yep. That's
And I
true.
know everybody is gonna get one. Williams will get one, but that's it. It's one. It's one.
Trent
It's
usually
one.
get one a game, and even that, though, that one is questionable.
And then when he gets it, he's straight putting somebody's face in the dirt. Like after that, y'all done effed up.
Yep.
So I want them to call it on Trent. That way he can get back to the muscle-bound man. Listen, is McGlinchey hurt? Yes. According to the reports that we heard, he's playing with a couple of broke ribs. That's why Peachy says, I don't care.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Uh-oh.
An offensive lineman with broke ribs? How?
Because he get blown back. Like he freaking.
Yo, who
Have you watched the games?
who is
saving
hitting that
his life?
with the hot dog and that he got broke ribs?
Bro.
McGlinchey
because
is
he's
like the
standing
Anthony
straight up. He's not
Bro.
no type of balance. He don't know how
Quarterbacks-
to anchor. And these grown big defensive
Dog.
ends know all of this. So all they do is pop him. He goes flying
Fair.
back and falls on his ribs. And now he's hurt.
Fair.
And now he's playing hurt.
A quarterback getting sacked, I can
That is
understand
true.
broken ribs.
That
A
is
running
true.
back getting tackled. A wide receiver
That is a
getting
good
tackled.
point. He does get knocked. He gets
A
knocked.
corner making a good hit or getting pancake. I understand that those are suitable dudes. If a 5'11", 180-pound corner get pancake blocked by Trent Williams, I expect something to be broke. Okay, I get it. You a 6'6", 305-pound offensive. Why is your ribs broke?
Because they go straight for the ribs. Like they like soon as look, fair. You set Fair up for the alley-oop slam. Like as soon as you said how, he hit you with the push because he literally gets bull rushed, bro. Like he's 6'6" and gets bull rushed
It's
by
ridiculous.
these strong, stout defensive ends. And then the ones that don't bull rush him, they just
Nah.
speed
They just
past
run
him.
past him. So again, why is he on my field?
The
If
big
I'm
rib.
Coach Shanahan, why is this man on my field?
That has to be a
No.
shirt.
No,
That has
Callie.
to be a tee. That's a tee. Make sure
Yo,
give
we
Callie
have so
credit for
many.
that one. Callie, that's a tee, Callie.
Oh, yo, you
Breezy.
gotta put Mike McGlinchey's
We have so
face
much
on top of the
content
big
for
rim.
Yes,
that-
Hurricane.
That this nitty
Yes,
gritty
that's exactly what
Niners
he
should
is.
never
He is
miss
the
a game, bro.
No,
in the
we gotta get the tees out, man. We
We got so much
graphic
content
designers
for shirts
working.
from these shows, bro.
Yeah, man. Don't worry, we're gonna make sure they all come out. When we do it though, y'all gotta buy them. That's the only thing. Y'all gotta buy
Right.
the shirt. Wow. I had to bring up McGlinchey because he was drive killer. He was the drive killer on,
Yes.
on a lot of these drives, right?
Exactly.
A couple of holdings.
Mhm.
I think he had what 2 to 3 penalties in this game, if I'm not mistaken. So it was just a little. It's just a little rough. But the thing that he's consistent with is he's consistently getting these penalties and this game was pre-snap. So it was what 2 false starts or something like. It was something bad. All I know is we couldn't overcome it, and that's why I felt like that first quarter into the second quarter was slow. That's why we were flat-footed, whatever you want to call it. Like we couldn't get going. We definitely couldn't get going. We got a couple of more super chat contributions. Let's take a minute and let's read them. All right, let's do that. And then what we'll do is we'll kick the gear into the Raiders game. We'll preview the Raiders game, and then we'll go ahead and go on up out of here, man. Let's do that. All right. Again, shout out to our new member, Steve Mullins. He's a member of the family, so he's no stranger to you guys out there. If you guys need graphics, okay, make sure you guys check out Steve. He can pump the stuff. He could produce the graphics as quick as you need them to come. He could get you your graphics, okay?
That was good, Breezy. That was
I'm
on the
working on it,
fly
bro.
correction. That was good, bro.
It's my show,
That was
though.
good.
I would have said that shit because it wouldn't have
I
been none
love
of y'all
that.
here.
Tear down is crazy.
He's on fire, right? Sean says,
Yeah.
so Sean has a question. I'm not touching this question. Only one person gets to answer it. Whoever raises their hand first gets to go. Sean says, how do you think Jay, first time he has not called him PSG, will do after a free agent
As a free agent
or
after
as a
seeing
free
Purdy.
agent after seeing Purdy? How do you think Jay will do? We're not talking about Jay-Z. We're talking about Jimmy Garoppolo. How do you think he would do as a free agent after seeing Purdy?
I mean, there's 2 previous coaches that he played with that are currently potentially looking for a quarterback. Just saying. Miami's a nice place. In New York, he's played in the cold weather.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, based on what's going on with Tua, unfortunately, his health may be more important, man, than football. And I think he may need to start thinking about what's best for his life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Beyond football. If this next incident that they're saying he did get a concussion again in this game, like it.
Yep.
Yeah. And you know what, man? Can we just talk about the elephant in the room real quick? Because folks are saying New England. We're talking about the Jets.
All AFC East.
I heard things about Bears. I'm just saying, as far as like these quarterbacks, right? All these folks were absolutely saying and going crazy over Trey Lance, how the 49ers picked up Trey Lance. Do y'all see what happens when you put these players on teams that are not readily built, that are not readily built
Facts.
for
That's right.
being able to produce with a rookie quarterback? Yeah,
Yep.
Y'all got to understand there's certain things that go into drafting a quarterback. If you can't protect that person and allow him the time to develop, this is what you're going to get. We are very fortunate. Y'all got to understand, as 49er fans, we are very fortunate to be able to have somebody like Trent Williams, to be able to have somebody to protect the quarterback's blind side. And even though we've had these 2 injuries, they both were on fluke situations. These injuries are not stunting these quarterbacks' growth, in my opinion, in New York and in New England. That's not why these players aren't playing well. It's the people around them. It's the players around them. It's the personnel around them. And that is not what's occurring here in San Fran. Like we got beats in the back. My bad, I'm preaching, man. But yo, just keeping it a buck, like, yo, we legit are very, very, very fortunate to be 49ers fans and be put in this position where we can give up those draft picks, and it's still not hurting us. It still has not hurt us.
Right.
Yo, we're going to be all right. Even if, God forbid, let's say Trey gets beat out next year by Purdy, we're in a great position. We're in a great position.
Right.
Relax. Kyle got us.
Call in tomorrow.
Yes.
If you can.
Okay.
And state that bid. Cool? If you can.
I'm in.
I'm not gonna be able to say it the way you just said it. So make sure you call in because we're gonna talk about that tomorrow.
Wednesday be better. Wednesday would be
better. I'll try to save it for Wednesday.
First of all, in my opinion, because I watch like the NFL, not just the 49ers, I pay attention to the whole league. Have friends that like a whole bunch of different NFL teams. Zach Wilson ain't it. Like as far as like just NFL, it doesn't have anything to do with what's around him because Mike White, who is back, has no problem playing with the players that they have out there. Zach Wilson is too busy chasing, and doing other things and not getting his head in there. From what I'm hearing and seeing on these pages, he's too busy doing other stuff and he's just not focused on football. And Salah's sick of it. The Jets brass is sick of it. They're all sick of it, which is why he's not coming back next year. They're not going to do anything with him. Like he's gone.
Yeah, they talking about moving on from bro on a rookie contract, dog.
Because
moving on? How like trading him or just eating the money?
They might.
We don't know. They might just eat it and let him go.
Because
that's the rumblings.
Because they. Now we know Salah, right? If you're not into football, if you don't love the game of football and you don't care about your people and your teammates,
hold on.
You know that Salah's not down with that. And you can tell with those players when they got Mike White t-shirts, you can tell who that team was riding behind and how upset they were whenever Mike White got hurt.
Peachy, I'm telling you, preaching right now.
He is not it. Zach Wilson is not it. No.
That's crazy, though.
That's Verity to Usher. He running.
That's crazy.
He's not.
Preaching stuff.
He is not it.
That's crazy.
Nope.
Look,
he's not.
That's why I want everybody to just chillax.
Yep.
And let the stuff that happens with the 49ers just happen. So if it's Trey, it's gonna be, we're gonna talk about this tomorrow, but Trey's gonna get his opportunity, and I guarantee you he's gonna maximize off of it. He's gonna be 3 years older, he's gonna be in the system for 3 years, he's gonna have opportunities to do that. The best thing about the 49ers situation, to go on what Ferris says, now you got two quarterbacks that can go out there and run this system, right? And I don't care what anybody says. I know Trey Lance doesn't have the work of Jimmy Garoppolo because of the experience and the years played in the game. But I tell you what, his ceiling is still higher than both of these quarterbacks. And I will say this, let this kid figure out that quick throw. I'll start speaking in tongue on this show. Once he does that, it's a wrap. Because he is a pro-style quarterback, and everybody out here that follows football knows what pro-style means. It means they line up behind the center and they just they masterfully do stuff. It's not Kyle shit. It's not how Kyle wants to base his offense a lot. He doesn't mind doing it. He loves play action. Kyle likes guys to line up in the shotgun so that they can see the field. There's going to be so many different things they're going to be able to do with Brock and Trey. I think Brock will help make Trey better, and I think Trey will help make Brock better. That's the problem I want in San Francisco next year. Damn it, I'm going to save that for tomorrow or Wednesday. My bad. I didn't mean to do that. Damn it, Sean. What's wrong with Sean? Sean's fault.
Well,
to answer his question a little bit more thoroughly, Jimmy's getting picked up somewhere. I feel like
100%.
all of the host of teams that we heard were in on him that didn't get him, I think they're all suffering from not pulling the trigger. Look at the Colts.
Yo, the Colts was perfect, bro.
They sitting Matt Ryan for Nick Foles. Look at the Panthers. They went from Baker Mayfield to PJ Walker. Now they at Sam Darnold. Okay.
Right.
How's that working out for them? Look at the Commanders. Our defense made Taylor Heineke look so bad that they put Carson Wentz back in.
Joe.
Right.
Why didn't anybody notice that?
They sat Carson Wentz on the bench, and then we made Taylor Heineke look so bad that they had to put Carson Wentz
They put
back
him
in
right
the game.
back.
Nobody mentioned that.
Right.
And then Carson Wentz goes down the field, gets hurt with a couple of penalties, gets a touchdown. What happened after that? Yeah, because the defense wasn't acclimated. They weren't prepared for Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
Right.
Y'all know how that be. Just like Miami could have used the excuse if they want. Oh, we weren't prepared for Brock Purdy. We thought we were getting Jimmy. Kyle Shanahan need to stop bullshitting with us and stop saying, it's the same game plan. The defenses don't prepare differently for these two. Yes, they do.
Yes, they
Kyle.
do.
If it was Jimmy Garoppolo, it'd be 9 in the box every single motherfucker.
Oh, yeah, they'd be locking
nothing
it
you
up.
could do about it. Why you got so much gray hair now? Fuck you talking about? Sorry.
Yep.
What you talking about?
Yeah. So it just so that story on that, and you're right. The only team, like a team that would be good for Jimmy to go to, but he's not, because unfortunately they can't move on from their quarterback because they would be out of $107 million. That's Denver.
Russell
So they're stuck.
No,
With that situation.
See, I think differently, Peachy. Like, if D'Amico Ryans,
this makes sense now. But I ain't want to say
Ryans goes
so
to
they
Denver,
really won, really bad.
I'm sorry. If I go here, you want me to be your head coach? Well, I need my quarterback.
And I definitely don't want him. I mean, you know what, man?
And the fact of the matter is, they don't like Russell.
They don't. None of them do.
But you want to keep the
Well, they
Bucs.
don't. But that's $107 million pay cut that they would have to get.
Russell would have bamboozled. Listen, we've seen it before. Peachy, if Sam Bradford's still getting paid, fuck it. Let Russell get his money and let him walk off into the sunset. I don't even think Russ want to play football anymore. It
doesn't seem like he does. It really does not seem like this phases him that much.
Bruh, at the end of the day, if Denver was able to play the 49ers every single game, Russ will find a way to win. He just hates the 49ers. Point blank, period. Like, that team is terrible. How did we... The only reason we lost to them is because of Russ.
I know.
No, the only reason we lost to them is because Jimmy Garoppolo walked out of the back of the end zone.
10-11.
Right. We're not doing that.
So if they didn't get that 2 points, we win that game 10-9.
Definitely Jimmy.
10-9. Wait, was
we win that game 10-9 if Jimmy don't walk out the back of the end zone.
They got the 2-point conversion, and it was 11-10. We lost 11-10, Peachy.
That was the worst loss we had this year, I think.
For sure.
Absolutely. Worst loss in the history of losses.
The safety pick six,
conversion, yo.
The safety pick 6 play. They should have gave him the 8.
I'd rather them had did that, bro.
Right. Right. Yeah. But yo, D'Amico's gone, man. He's gone. Y'all know that, right?
Yeah,
he's good as gone.
Y'all do know that, right?
Yeah, because the teams are not going to leave him alone. Like, they're going to bug the hell out of him bad.
That's why, guys, family, I just want us to get to the Super Bowl so they can't talk to him, period. For that way, we don't have to worry about it. He's still good as gone, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
But at least we know we're here. I want him to go out with a bang. Let him win that championship, and let's keep it moving. Let's get to these contributions.
He's going to have this show out so awesome with the defense. So, like, he's going to show out in the playoffs. I can't wait because he's going to show all these around the league. He's going to let everybody know what he can do.
Yeah,
I agree. Peachy, go ahead and take this one from Terra Dome. Super chat contribution.
Thank you, Terra Dome. Fellas, if football was playwriting, Bill Walsh was William Shakespeare. Everyone borrows from him.
That's a good point. That's a good point, man. Terradome is always on point with it. Yeah, he created something, and everybody has taken his stuff and then added their little twist to it. So essentially, we're watching the evolution of Bill Walsh football each and every week. We watch football, and it's only going to continue to be that. You know what I'm saying? And
I see what you did there, Breezy. To be or not to be, that is the question. Hey, Breezy, that was smooth. You ain't even know you did that.
Nope, not at all. I sure enough did. Grizz, what's going on? Super chat contribution. You know what? This one's for Mose.
This ain't for me. Appreciate you, Grizz. He says Mike has played better this year. I don't know. You're gonna have to provide the tape on that. But he just gives up big sacks. Pause.
Wait a minute.
Hey, he wrote it. I didn't write it, brother.
I'm just
reading the contribution.
We family. If y'all don't give him, first of all, you can't say his pause. He got to say pause.
That's right.
He said big sacks.
Well, I'm reading it.
You know, I'm gonna shut up.
I'm reading it. So because I'm reading it, I gotta say that.
Okay, all right.
He didn't put it in parentheses, so I have to insert it. So yeah, he gives up sacks and gets penalties at the wrong time. Well, I don't know how you could put playing better and those things in the same sentence.
Right.
We just need to hope that he has his best stretch of football when we get into the tournament, because I think, and no team is going to say this, no player is going to say this. They win and lose as a group, but I feel like him by himself can completely wreck a game for us. Just him by himself.
Thanks.
He could completely wreck a game for us. That's giving up a sack at the wrong time. That's getting a holding penalty when we're driving down the field and completely killing momentum, especially if we're down and we're trying to get back into the game or we're trying to tie the game up. Or if it's the last drive of the game, under 2 minutes, we have no timeouts left. We got to go down and get a score. And he sets us back with a holding penalty that now puts us at 2nd and 20 instead of 2nd and 10 or whatever yards we got. So I think single-handedly, he can wreck a game for us. So let's just hope and pray that he has his best stretch of games come tournament time.
Amen.
Agreed. I mean, if at the beginning of the year, I asked you all, who do you think would be our weakest link on the offensive line when we had a rookie starting at guard, a journeyman starting at center, and obviously, can't put Trent in there. You would have thought Brendel, right?
Jake Brendel.
Me too. Instantly.
Jake Brendel's a Pro Bowl too, by the way.
Brendel is playing out of his mind.
He just sucks in pass pro. They just run.
That's but that's what I'm saying. He's changed that since
pass pro. He sucks in run block.
Run. But actually, they showed a stat that since Purdy was under center, he's actually been in the top 10 for PFF grade. Just these last 3 weeks since Purdy started.
I'll tell you where he is right now, since y'all make your figures.
So he's been playing better since Purdy has been back there. The last
right now,
2 weeks.
This past week, Jake Brendel, number 6.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying, Breezy?
Is that among centers or all offensive linemen?
This is
centers.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I'm wrong. Hold on. Stand by. Jake Brendel, number 8.
He's been top 10.
Top 10. He was ahead of. Guess who he was behind?
Who? Don't say it. Go ahead. Just say it. Let it fly.
McRib. How much for an order of McRibs?
For run blocking. This is run blocking.
No. Overall offensive grade. He's behind Mike McGlinchey. Here's the offensive. There were 5 offensive linemen in the top 10. You ready?
Oh boy.
The first offensive lineman in the top 10. He had a 78.8 grade. Can you guess who it was?
Trent Williams.
Spencer Burford.
Woo.
The second top lineman, number 5 on the list. So Spencer Burford was number 3. Number 5 on the list, which would be the second offensive lineman.
This is just last week.
Can you guess who that was?
Aaron Banks.
Daniel Brunskill. The third best lineman, who was number.
So wait, they 3 and 5, and they rotate.
Bro,
Yep,
it's
correct.
about
That's
what
crazy.
they do on their reps.
And
On their reps. Yeah.
That's wild.
So if
You're not losing nothing.
If Spencer Burford and Daniel Brunskill, all right, Burford played 25.
We got you, throwback. Go ahead, Breezy.
Burford played 25 snaps. Brunskill played 27 snaps. On those snaps that they played, they had to be highly efficient, and that's why they made this list. Number 6 on the list. The third best offensive lineman in the game was your Trent Williams. The fourth best was Mike McGlinchey at number 7. The fifth best was Jake Brendo at number 8. The sixth best was Aaron Banks at number 9. The offensive linemen 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 were in the top 10. This offensive line is fucking balling, yo.
And is this in the league or is this just?
No, this is just from that game. This is just from that
game.
1 week.
Washington game.
Yeah.
Overall, Trent Williams is always top 1.
Right.
So there was some comments out here where people were talking about that Vic was gonna be our new DC. No, he's not. Vic Fangio is actually going to roll with Sean Payton. So you can forget about Vic Fangio
coming back. There
is rumblings that Sean Payton is already reaching out to his coordinator.
Right.
He got his whole staff ready to go.
And Vic Fangio is going to be part of his staff. So Vic Fangio will not be our next defensive coordinator.
You know what though, y'all? I'm cool with it. Whoever called the points to be his DC, I'm rocking with it because he picked D'Amico. Y'all forgot that? And look where D'Amico is. He
already had D'Amico set up before Salah was gone.
So the next defensive coordinator is there. It might just be Kosirik. We got to get out of here, man. We got a couple of more contributions. Did we read Matthew Bishop's? Let's get to Matthew Bishop's contribution. Fair. You got this one. I'll take Delvin's.
Matthew, thank you. We appreciate you, fam. We coming out of the NFC, no less than second seed.
All right, we're gonna spend a few minutes on this one. I listen, I could dig it, but for some reason, the luck of God is in Minnesota. I mean, like all of it. Like they playing with a bunch of Jesuses on the field. I don't mean no disrespect. I don't know how they're winning. Like how long was the field goal for real, guy?
I was 61
yards.
61.
61.
Let me tell you how quick it happened, because y'all like, Wayne, how you don't know? Because I was picking a sound in my keyboard because it was like 0 seconds. Like, oh, this is going into overtime. Switch the sound. Well, I missed. No, how did they lose? That's what happened to me on that Saturday. I missed it because the Giants, who did everything right to at least get it into overtime, couldn't overcome the luck of Minnesota, bro.
I mean, how many more leaves is on that 4-leaf clover though?
Right.
Like they keep pulling them off and throwing them in the game on the grass, on the side, on the whatever it is.
I know there has to be,
and each time they have it every single week. Like there's only 4 leaves on the 4-leaf clover, right?
Golly. It's crazy. It is, because Philly, they're not even sure if Hurts is going to be back for the next game.
Really?
They're not sure.
And they just lost
that chance.
They just lost their left tackle at least.
Yeah,
at least.
Johnson is gone.
Oh, he's done.
He's done. For the playoffs.
Maybe the playoffs. They're not sure he's going to be back.
They lost Lane.
Lane's done at least until the playoffs.
Y'all know I hate injuries, right? So when I make these moves, I'm just like, dang. First of all, I want to play everybody at their top.
That's
but it's playoffs, so everybody hurt. You know what I mean? But to lose,
let them be at the top in the playoffs, but let them be hurt now so they can lose these last 3.
Right.
Minnesota just need to Minnesota next 2 games are away. So they've been
and they're divisional
they've been in the dome.
They end with Green Bay in the cold in Green Bay.
So they were at Detroit in a dome. So look at this. They were at home against the Cowboys, at home against the Patriots, at home against the Jets. All dome games. Away against the Lions in the dome. Back at home against so they had 1, 2, 3. The past 6 weeks, they've been in temperature controlled environments. They go to Green Bay, which we know is cold. Then they go to Chicago, which we
we
also
know
know
is
is cold.
And you know
I just
what?
need them to drop one of those outside.
Green Bay has to win. That's a must-win game for the
to get
Packers.
in, right?
Because
forgot
Green Bay
about
is fighting
that.
for one of them wild card spots.
Fighting for the
Yes, that's
7th seed.
right. Okay.
Right.
Maybe
This is
that will
dope.
be the one.
So
that takes
listen,
them.
maybe Aaron Rodgers decide to wake up and be like, "Listen, I own the Bears,
Right.
but guess what? I might own y'all too, even though they lost to them week 1."
Mm,
But maybe
no.
Aaron Rodgers is like, "Listen, I'm still good enough to put this team on my shoulders and just get us into the tournament. I don't care if we got to play the Vikings again in the first round, because if the Vikings or the Eagles are 2, I don't think they would have an issue playing the Vikings. Now they might have some issues going up against Philly, but they just want to get in the tournament.
Right.
Oh yeah, they lost and Maddox just came back too.
Are you serious?
Avante Maddox, he just came back and now he back out
Oh
again.
yeah,
So
that's right. Maddox.
listen, if Philly can find a way to drop these last 2, now I honestly I'm picking Philly to win next because it is against the Saints.
Right.
Saints really ain't fighting for nothing. But then again, they could find a way to pull something out. And then Eagles got the Giants week 18. Giants gonna be fighting to get in too. And the Eagles Hurts is already hurt. They talking about Lane Johnson gonna be out at least till the playoffs. They lost Avante Maddox. Eagles might sit their starters and be like, look, this is where we at. If we lose this game, we may drop to 2 or 3. That's fine. Let's get healthy while we get into the playoffs. So if that somehow find a way to happen, and we got to handle our business and win our last 2 games, we only need the Vikings to win 1. We need the Eagles to win 2. It's a long shot, people. I'm not saying that this is definitely going to happen. It's a long shot. But if it does, that means our 49ers get the number 1 seed in home field throughout the playoffs. That means everything got to come through Santa Clara.
That would be so awesome. And the Saints can still win that trashy NFC South because
right.
They still can.
Yeah. because the Tampa win
Jesus.
yesterday.
Yes, they did. They came back and won.
All right, so they still close with Tampa.
They're just a game behind. So they're
they are 1 game back. The Carolina Panthers are 6-9, and the Saints are 6-9, and the Bucks are 7-8. So who the Bucks got next week?
It's the Falcons.
Bucks got Panthers.
See, so one of them, if the Panthers win, this pushes the Bucks down, and it'll be almost like a 3-way split.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right.
So the Panthers gotta win.
Football's dope.
Football's fire.
Football's dope. Football's dope.
My goodness.
Let's get to this contribution. Delvin Thomas, Hufanga gets beat deep, must fix before the playoffs.
Yes.
Right? We talked a little bit about this earlier. Yeah. He's not necessarily getting beat deep. If you watch what happens with Hufanga, he's going on the plays where he's supposed to be deep, he's supposed to play deep. He doesn't. He starts off on that side to get the run. Like he's waiting for the back and he just reacts wrong. I just think that's all it is. It's bad reaction or bad communication to where he might feel like, all right, the cornerback's going to have this guy or whatever. And remember, Hufanga plays a lot of cover one, a lot of robber coverage. He also plays up there in that box, right? If he's playing robber, he's more kind of like in the box, but not deep. So he's waiting for the pass. He's trying to trick the quarterback to throw the ball. So he's gambling. That's his issue. He's just gambling. And sometimes when he get beat, it's from the gamble. Hey, you win some, you lose some. But I think he's able to do this, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. It's because of the strength of the defense. And so I don't think they get as mad at him. Does he need to fix it? Yes. But he knows that the defense isn't technically going to give up that touchdown. Now, this has been happening since week 1. Remember the communication with Dre Greenlaw? See? Just a communication. So I don't know, Delvin, if it can get fixed. I think this is an off-season type of thing. He has to work on formations and what he sees when he sees those receivers lined up in they formations and they 3x1s, 2x1s, stuff like that. He has to learn that and practice that. I think he's just going through the fire right now, and we're just gonna have to live with it and just save. You give up the big play and you don't give up the touchdown. I think that's what it is. We don't want to keep doing that, but I think he's not going to necessarily learn it until year 3. What you guys think about
that? Yeah, I think he'll definitely will be better with it next year. Just make minor adjustments this year so it don't happen again.
He's trying. He bites the cheese every single week, though.
Yeah, with I said it. I think super early in the year too. Just that's his playing style. You don't want to take the aggressiveness
Yeah,
away from
yeah,
him.
yeah,
You don't
yeah.
want to take that reaction away from him because that's what helps him make a lot of plays. And that's some of the things that everybody here, not saying y'all, but just the fans in general were complaining about with Tart. Right? Tart just waits for the person to make the play.
He
He
wouldn't
gets
shoot
the
his gun.
tackle. You're not gonna get a 30-yarder on Tart, but you're gonna get those 12 to 15s every time because he's never gonna come up and try to break up the ball. He's just gonna wait for you to catch it, contest you a little bit, and make the tackle. That's the exact opposite of how Huff plays. Huff goes after everything. He believes his eyes are telling him the exact thing that's going on, and sometimes it's gonna cause for him to get burnt. He's gonna have these growing pains because it's his first year starting in the league.
That's it.
And eventually he's going to stay back sometimes. He's not always going to go after and trigger on every single play. But right now, he has a veteran who, I think could play a little bit better. Started out crazy in Gibson, who was absolutely lights out for the first 3-4 weeks and has since kind of tailed off to be the player that we're used to seeing. But, they play well together. They still do play well together. And we just need Huff to, not trigger on everything. Be smart about when you're taking your shots.
Like I said,
Once his eyes and his intel
connects, he's gonna be the best damn safety in the league.
Once he marries and puts together that, okay, this is my eyes, this is what I'm seeing, this is what I trust. But then his film study and that information and that those details from watching every single team. Once those two things kind of marry together, then I think we won't see these problems as much.
I agree. Right. And that's why I said you guys are saying that it needs to be fixed now. I'm not saying he's not working on it, but he's been doing it since week 1.
Right.
And so maybe they're just like, hey, man, just keep playing this type of football. You'll get it. Like, it's going to come. Just keep playing the way you are so you don't take away that reaction type of style that he plays with. You definitely don't want to damage that. That sack he had last week, oh, my God. Like, this was just like, whoa. He showed the blitz and got the blitz. Like, you disguise it. Mm-mm.
I mean, but you get that, but then there's also the plays like what happened in Washington where he didn't get the sack and they end up giving up a big play. You know what I mean? Like, he got the right call from D'Amico Ryans. He just didn't make the play.
Get home.
So that, we got to take the good with the bad with him right now.
That wouldn't be on him. If his job was to blitz, like his job is to get home. You're not going to always get home, but you're hoping that the defense can compensate for you not being out there.
For sure.
If you're blitzing one guy, somebody's wide open. Like, it's just kind of like how it is. So you're right. That's a defensive thing. That's not on him. He's not going to always get home, but you don't want to take away his instinct and his ability. Yeah, that's what he plays, man. We're going to transition into this for the next couple of minutes, all right? Niner for Life says, don't overlook the Raiders. Should the 49ers even care about the Raiders at this point? I mean, they're clearly the 3rd seed. No one's catching them. Their playoff position is locked. Yes, we want them to have the 1 seed. Yes, we don't want them to lose another game. Don't overlook the Raiders. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, they're the next team on the schedule, so we can't overlook them.
Facts.
We cannot play down to our opponent. I think
facts.
I forget who said it. Somebody on one of the national media networks, but you don't want to go into the playoffs, into the postseason sputtering.
Limping.
You want to go streaking into the playoffs. And I think what we seen last year, we saw a Cincinnati Bengals team that was kind of up and down trying to find their way. And they got hot at the right time in December, and it carried them all the way through to the Super Bowl. That same Cincinnati Bengal team is the only other team in the NFL that has as long of a winning streak as us, or the second longest winning streak, is the Cincinnati Bengals. They got hot at the right time, and now they're streaking into the playoffs just like we are. So we cannot overlook the Raiders. They're the next team on the schedule, and we need to keep building momentum. Kyle needs to keep finding different ways to add things to Brock Purdy's tool belt, to continue to open this offense up. D'Amico Ryans needs to continue to find new ways to send blitzes, to bring pressure, to disguise coverages. Whatever we can find that'll work, that we can deploy against other teams when we get into the tournament, we have to use these games to continue to perfect those things. We talked about Huff. Well, Huff needs more repetitions, right? Obviously, we're talking about the number one defense in the league that doesn't allow teams to get into the red zone very often. But if he can continue to get those snaps and to see, okay, this is what my eyes are telling me, but this is what I know from film study. Let me not shoot this time because I could guess wrong, or I could be shooting wrong, or I could be putting myself out of position that's putting my other teammates in bad position, right? So we need all of these reps to continue to find these things out and fine tune those. That way, when we get into the playoffs, it's all muscle memory.
Right.
Yeah.
And guys, don't forget that the Raiders are coming off of a very, very embarrassing performance where Derek Carr threw 3 picks. Davante Adams had the worst stats of his career, probably.
About to have the second worst stats of his career. I can tell you that.
Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. And he is livid. Josh Jacobs went off after the locker room. He just let it all out. He didn't hold nothing back. He didn't hold no language back. He didn't hold back nothing.
He surely did not.
Ballistic about not being used right, about whatever. So we know that Josh McDaniels is not going to be there next year, no matter what they say.
He fired already?
He
getting fired already?
He's not going to be there.
He needs to take his ass back to New England and just be an offensive coordinator for the rest of his life.
England needs an OC. Right? It's one thing that they
That's his role.
need.
Some guys, let me just explain this to you. Just play your role. Some of you just don't ever need to be a head coach. It's just not for you. Some of you don't need to coach in the NFL. Go back to college. Go back to high school. Look, that dude
We
needs
already
to
tried this in Denver. Like, it didn't work out. Like, that should have been
at
enough.
all. It didn't work out at all.
Like, dang.
You mentioned somebody though, Peachy. I want to talk about him because a lot of people we haven't really seen too many premier backs. Now we're playing against a Pro Bowl running back. So let's have this conversation, right? Because I like Josh Jacobs.
Me too.
Now, the majority of his career, he's been dealing with injuries. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How do you guys feel like this 49ers defense is going to take away this run dynamic from the Raiders? Because the Raiders got pieces. I don't know how healthy they are. Their record doesn't really reflect on the players that they got, but they got a tight end in Darren Waller, not a blocking guy, more of a pass catching tight end. Not sure if he's been playing up to par. He's been injured all season. So we're gonna have our test out there with our safeties. Jimmy Ward, test, okay. And they line him up in the slot. Then you mentioned Mose, because you probably have this out. Peachy mentioned Adams. Do we got it? Who's the trio there? Do they do a lot of 3 wide receiver sets? I know they got Renfro. He's just coming back from injury.
Yeah.
He's a guy that can move the chains. Who's their third guy?
I don't think they have a third guy. I mean,
really.
you could say it's probably interchangeable between Mac Hollins and Keelan Cole, but they don't have a designated third guy.
Good. I'm asking that question for a reason. If there's no third guy, then there's no nickel. There's no nickel. There's no Jimmy. You're gonna see more Z's, Al-Shaair out there in your base. It's a different game. We haven't seen a lot of Z's. Z's doesn't get a lot of snaps. I'm not saying he's not up for the challenge. This could be something different for the 49ers. What do you think?
And again, all of this is what we need based off of the personnel we're going to see or what teams try to throw at us. I don't need Azeez to be rusty coming into the playoffs because, well, I haven't had the reps. I haven't had the snaps. Like you said, do I think that'll be an issue for him? No. But if we can find a way to get him a tune-up game to make sure that he's fresh, to make sure that he's ready to go so that he can, thump somebody and tackle somebody and bring somebody to the ground and drop back into coverage and rush the passer if they need to. Like, these are all the moments that whatever we could be seeing or what could be thrown at us, these are our games to get all of our guys out there to make sure that everybody is 100% ready to go. They understand the assignment going into the playoffs. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
I like that. Any other thoughts about the Raiders and 49ers matchups? I'll make sure I break it down all week long, but I just want to get y'all views on this matchup. Derek Carr, got to get to him.
Yes, very much. No, I just wanted to go back a little bit to your point previously before we started talking about the receiver matchup. And something that Kyle Shanahan said that really resonates is like, you can't turn off football. You can't just turn it off and just not play players and expect them to just be able to turn it back on in the playoffs. So that just gives a kind of an insight to the 49ers mindset of how they're coming into this game. I don't think there's any type of thoughts about being a layoff or overlooking anybody that they're playing that's on the rest of the schedule. But that's on the schedule. They're legit playing for second place right now and trying to get that additional home field game. And potentially, if the Eagles lose this week, maybe even first. So right now, their whole mindset is the Raiders. Everything is about the Raiders. We know that, historically, that receiver they got over there used to kind of go a little crazy on us in a different greenish, yellowish jersey, right?
Different quarterback too.
That's my point though. But he's with Carr. He's with different pieces. And we have somebody on our end who, as long as, it was just headaches, who's been shutting down their first receivers, their number ones these last few weeks. We have a legit player on the other side that now, not last week, but the previous week, was following these best players across the field and making sure that they know it's going to be a long day for you. We didn't have that before, and we do now. We do. So I'm excited about that matchup and seeing, Adams and Mooney go at it a little bit. See how that looks.
It's going to be a great matchup. It's going to be a great matchup. Mose, you talked about their defensive edge rushers. You didn't mention Chandler Jones, though. I tried to sneak him in there, but you did talk about the guy on the other side of Max Crosby. Max Crosby used to be a Cardinal. I don't know if you remember that.
No, he wasn't.
Oh, he wasn't?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so wrong guy. Let's talk
Chandler used to be the Cardinal.
Chandler used to be a Cardinal, right, and a Patriot. Let's talk about this. I don't know if Chandler didn't play last week, so I'm not sure if they're going to risk it. Are the Raiders playing for anything? Just curious.
No.
So, I
mean, they are 6-9. I mean, they have a shot.
So they have a shot. Damn.
Let me pull up the standings real quick.
I mean, because that kind of factors into like
their mindset, right?
I mean, they're 6-9, right? So above them right now are the Steelers, Titans, Jets, and Patriots, all at 7-8. So they're a game behind those four teams. And then it's the Miami Dolphins who are in the 7th seed at 8-7. So they're 2 games back from Miami. Miami could definitely lose that, especially if Tua doesn't play because of this concussion. Right. And then I would have to look at who the Patriots, Jets, Titans, and Steelers play. But, I mean, it's very well possible because the Browns are 6-9, but they are mathematically eliminated. There's nothing the Browns can do to get into the playoffs. But the Raiders are currently not mathematically eliminated. So they are still fighting for their playoff lives, albeit it's on life support.
They just would have some issues because their conference record. So they would need everyone in front of them basically to lose out.
Pretty much.
And it doesn't look like the Chargers are going to lose tonight. So
they wouldn't have to have the Chargers. It's the Dolphins, the Pats, the Titans, the Jets, and the Steelers.
And the Steelers,
Yeah, that's true.
Now, Chandler Jones, he did have a good game against Pittsburgh, but he did leave the game with an elbow injury. So now he's listed as doubtful, but it's early in the week.
Because I was fixing to say, because I had went to their page and I thought Chandler Jones probably it wasn't looking very promising that he was even going to be out there.
Right, because of the elbow injury that he sustained. So it might just be Max Crosby.
Yep.
But even with that, that's what I worry about, because if it's just Max Crosby, they're not going to line him up against Trent Williams. They're not going to do it.
They're going to put him on the right side.
Of course. So that's Mike McGlinchey having to run against Max Crosby all day.
Yeah.
All day.
Which means less Kittle.
And honestly, I liked Max Crosby in the draft. I knew he wasn't going to get drafted high because he comes from a smaller school. But certain players, you just see the effort. You just see the momentum and
he has the motor.
The motor on tape. You just see it. And I was like, as long as he goes to a team that knows how to harness that energy and can teach him what he needs to be a great pass rusher. He has the intangibles already. Now he just needs the technical. He went to the Raiders, got the technical because they did have a good defensive line coach there for a long time. He got the technical, and they call him the Condor. I mean, the kid is a beast. I love Max Crosby's game. So, just being a fan of defensive line, period, and knowing what Max Crosby is capable of, having him go up against Mike McGlinchey all day, again, not something I'm very confident about.
All right. So that's a win. I would say that's more of a win for the 49ers in the run game. Because that's what the 49ers want to do, man. They want to take as much pressure off of Brock Purdy as they possibly can. Seems like the 49ers running wise, they always find a way to get that one big play. It's one big play. So whether it's the Ray run or a big run by Christian McCaffrey or the big run by Jordan Mason, like it's that one big play. I think the 49ers come out there and try to figure out a way to solidify that. I'm not really too fond about their defensive front. I think we could run the ball on them, and I think that's what you do. And you let Brock, you just not limit Brock, but you kind of just like alleviate some stuff on him because you want those obliques to be good. I'm sorry, yo. Jimmy come back or not, Brock is the guy you rock with going into the playoffs, man.
1,000%. I don't care. I don't care if Jimmy said, "Listen, the Lord Jesus Christ Himself came down and I touched the hem of His garment, and he laid hands on my foot and it's healed 2,000%." I don't care. I don't care if the Lord Jesus Himself took you to the River Jordan and baptized you again. Do not throw a pass for my San Francisco 49ers ever again, please.
If Jimmy Garoppolo touching the hem of his garment and he had an issue of blood, then I would have a question about Jimmy Garoppolo because he shouldn't be bleeding down in that area.
Speaking of that, do you remember in what was it in Boomerang? Whenever what was it? Tisha Campbell was asking Eddie Murphy to come over.
Oh, the neighbor, when she was the neighbor.
Yep.
And have a glass of wine. He said, not even if Jesus was born.
Yeah, man. Oh.
That's funny. Oh, now I want to go rewatch Boomerang.
I love that.
One of my favorite movies.
All right, listen.
Hey, real brother, quick. Nice watch. Watch your back.
Watch your back. Hey, you got to coordinate.
Oh man, R.I.P. Pops, man.
Oh,
yeah, man. And our R.I.P. my 95 Toyota Corolla, man. She held us down for a little bit. And because she was old, we call her Lady Eloise.
Lady Eloise.
Oh,
yeah, that was Lady Eloise. Yo, I'll be honest with you. When like she obviously was a 95, so she was breaking down and like we had to like junk it because it was just like too dangerous to drive, especially with the kids. And even if it was just me or my wife, like it was doing certain things like that. The car shouldn't have been on the road anymore. So like when the tow truck came to like put the car on the bed and like drove away, I was emotional because me and my wife, we got that car at a time where, things was a little tough and it held us down and it got us through. So yeah, when we got her, we was trying to figure out what to name it. And we was watching Boomerang and Lady Eloise with the Marga. And I was like, that's it. She's older, but she's still looking good. She's still running good. We calling her Lady Eloise. And it
if you don't name your car, it don't last that long.
It don't count.
It doesn't last that long.
You don't name a car, it don't count.
It don't
last long. So
it doesn't.
We had to. That was emotional, but
R.I.P. Lady Eloise.
Absolutely.
Let's go around the board.
R.I.P. to Eartha Kitt.
For sure.
Yes.
Gorgeous till the end.
To the end. Till the end. Let's go around the board. You don't got to give a score prediction, but do the 49ers continue their win streak? Yes or no? Let's start with Fair, and then we'll end with Peachy. And then, Peachy, you can close us out. You do it every week. You might as well continue, man, because you do a great job. So let's do it.
I believe so. I believe the 49ers do. I think they're going to stick to their scoring above 30 average with Purdy as a starting quarterback. And I'll give it a 30-18 score.
30 Purdy.
I don't care where they are. I don't care if they in Oakland. I don't care if they in Vegas. This still battle of the Bay.
Oof.
This still a battle of
I
who
got
is
the rash for that in my
superior.
comments for saying that, bro. But I'm glad you
guess
brought
what?
it up.
I'll get thrashed with you, brother. But we standing on this hill.
I'm with you, bro.
I don't care where they are. It's the battle of who is superior, and it's always going to be us. I'm going 38-13 Niners.
Ooh. Can I just come back in real quick? One thing that I did see was there was a viral video of the Raiders, and a female Raider fan was absolutely giving it to a Patriots fan.
I tell you
I don't know
what.
if y'all saw that. I don't know if y'all saw. Let me go. Y'all know how we roll. Y'all know how we pull up to stadiums. Y'all know what was going down in the Battle of the Bay. Ain't no different when they out there in Vegas. You see how they fans is acting, right? All I'm going to say is if y'all are going, don't be viral. Just make sure that you come with it. Whatever you're doing, don't get caught on camera. But make sure you coming with it. Because ain't going to be no junk talking like that after we beating them down. They're going to be clearing them stands. On their way out, y'all let them know who runs Vegas. Y'all let them know. Give them everything they was giving to that fan from the Pats.
I like that. Shout out to that guy too, because Robert Kraft saw that.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, we got to sit next to Robert Kraft in the
dude from Connecticut.
On top of that, he was from CT.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, shout out to Robert Kraft and his staff for even finding that video.
Crazy, right?
Super shout out to the man and the brother right next to him that kept talking him down.
Yeah, because he wanted to play some hands.
No. Oh, I mean, listen, I know she was a female, and I know there's that cardinal rule, but she was in his nostrils, bro. She might as well spit on him. Like
the line,
there's
the line, and she was behind the line, but her body was over the line.
Like
her feet was behind in that. So, she technically didn't go across the line where you got to get the one of those, but she was really close to it.
Her husband had to grab and hug her, and you got booped right off.
Yeah, but even he was a sucker, because it's like, bro, we won the game. You don't need to do all this. Like, it got to a certain point where him as a man should have saw that and be like, yo, he's trying everything to restrain. He barely even saying anything to my wife. Honey, you stand over here, and then you stand in between them two.
But most, he literally grabbed her.
Like, but he didn't do enough. He grabbed her and pulled her back.
She just got out. Like, I agree with you, but to say that he didn't try, like, he grabbed his wife, if that was his wife, pulled her back, and then she just wanted to go ape shit. Like, that's what she was doing. It was almost some.
So there was, I have to agree with Steve. There was other videos. Innocent. He was also talking like a bunch of.
I'm not saying he was innocent. I said he grabbed the woman and tried to restrain her once, just once.
Yeah.
And so I'm not saying he was innocent. If there's other videos that he was doing dirty shit, he should have got his ass whipped. So it's one thing of not hitting a woman, but the men can get it.
Right.
And
so
what Fair was talking about was this. If you this Battle of the Bay got canceled because somebody got murdered in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like people pulling guns out.
This person got his head smashed into the sink, into the urinal, excuse me, and it was it. Like, it didn't even come to that. It just got, like, 49er fans are different. And so, like, I'm asking 49er fans, please, no violence, none in the parking lot. I think that was the last incident. Something happened in the parking lot, which is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That was the last incident. And so, look, I'm gonna be safe out there. I promise. I ain't gonna be crazy, stupid, whatever. But I'm gonna say this though, fans, if you're a Raiders fan, just be mindful that like some people don't got it all up there in the head. And whatever happens, happens. So if your team loses, just walk out.
You know, just like that she would have had to experience when her team just lost and got their ass kicked. Just like what, Saturday when they lost to Pittsburgh, or yesterday, or whenever that was when they lost to,
you're right,
to Pittsburgh. I bet you that she wasn't doing all that crazy hooping and hollering then. It's like quiet as a mouse. I would love to see those videos.
Look, they got some nitty gritty after dark right here on the same show. I like that. That's funny that you brought that up though, because that I forgot about the fandom part.
Yeah.
And so Mose, you said something, and the series is tied 7-7. I don't know why. It just is. They only played 14 times, but it's because of the violence. 49ers travel well. I'll leave it at that.
Yep.
So just be careful, 49er fans. I don't want none of y'all going to jail. I ain't got no damn money. Okay? I can't bail you out. And I ain't protesting in no damn Las Vegas either. It's too hot. What I was
just to add to this too, there's been videos that put out. Look, Raiders fans fight each other too.
They do.
Yeah, they do. They're
like
wow.
Full fist fighting each other, and both dudes got Raiders jerseys on. So for stay, we not San Diego, but like Ron Burger, stay classy, San
Stay classy. Yes.
Just let them be stupid. Let them be foolish on their own. Now, you know, as the great Toby and Wigwig says, try Jesus, don't try me, because I throw hands. Don't let nobody disrespect you.
Now, see, that's not happening.
Don't let nobody disrespect you.
Not on my
watch.
But
as long as you're not getting disrespected, just stay classy and just let them be stupid.
That's the perfect example. Make sure you clip that.
No, it was. And because, you know, me and Mose can attest, we had probably the most rambunctious, annoying Atlanta Falcons fan in the whole building.
We
sitting
sure
next
did.
to us. And even but at the same time, he was respectful.
He was cool. He was funny.
Funny.
See, you
was hilarious.
You could be obnoxious. You could be all of that.
Yeah.
Just be
just like we did.
Right.
Yeah, we had one that was up there by us. They was talking a little noise or whatever, but you know, I'm cool. He was respectful at the same time.
It was funny. He was talking, homie that was sitting by us in Atlanta. He was talking a lot of trash. Yeah. And like the Falcons went up 14 or whatever. And he was talking. And then when we tied it up, I stood up. I stood up and I started saying something. And he was like, all right, Warren Sapp, you gotta sit your big ass down, man. This is all jokes, brother.
No. First though, he looked at Mose, he goes, oh no, man. No, I didn't know you was that big. Oh, Warren Sapp, you gotta sit down, man. Oh no, hell no, you gotta sit down, Warren Sapp.
That was
We're just joking over here.
Yo, Symmetry says something that is straight facts, and this is why it takes you. One of the trains that I had to learn how to do when I was teaching kids that, you know, had a lot of behavioral issues. I had to go through this training. I had to learn how to be what you're called emotionally competent. I had to learn how to deal with like my own emotions and how to check them junks at the door before I went in, because you cannot control how another person reacts. But what you can do is you can kind of control the situation. And in that particular situation that Fair brought up with that fan, he decided to take that route, right? So no matter what this woman was going to do, I know somebody's videotaping. They waiting for me to mess up. So I'm just going to sit here and control my space. I'm going to look at this game and I'm not going to say anything. And so that's why I commend the fan. And you're right, Sim. You can't control what others are going to do, but if they touch you, I don't know what that does for people. That doesn't work for me. You touch me.
I think there's two things. Don't touch me, and you damn sure better not spit on me.
Oh, if you spit on me, they're gonna find your teeth down at the very end of the.
I think
But
that's
we
it. 'Cause spit means I'm beneath dirt. Like that takes me back to some shit I've never experienced. I didn't
So
experience
I-
slavery, but that's
yeah,
where it takes me.
if you
Like, I'm
spit
going
on
back
me,
that route.
it's sounding popping.
Mose, we was about to have to fold somebody up at the after joint too. After.
Oh, I was about to kill somebody at
Remember
the
Mose?
after party before. This
Remember
must
the dude that was talking and he just leaned over.
Oh yeah, my man who was super
leaned
drunk.
over and grabbed him. Yeah, I
He
went
was
right up behind him. I was,
Oh yeah.
But just know.
And I told him I was like, bro, you kind of crossing that line from being a fan and getting folded. And he was like, what that mean? I was like, bro, you about to get folded. What does that mean? I was like, bro, I'm about to slide you.
Like
I kept saying,
yo,
what does that mean?
I was right
like,
behind homie too. I was like,
I was like, bro, I'm about to put you down. And he was like, what that mean? You gonna fight?
Oh.
And I'm like, dog, you kind of crossing that line, like you talking, and I know you talking,
my bad,
and kind of you slurring your words a little bit, and with that slur come a little bit of saliva. So you didn't like hawk too, but like
you getting a little too crazy.
Yes, I shouldn't be feeling any type of
mist,
liquid condensation coming from your mouth. You getting a little too close. Like we don't know each other, bro. We fans of opposite teams, and you excited that y'all got the win, but you right here, bro. And if you don't retract a little bit, I'm gonna have to retract for you. And he kind of sobered up real quick. He was like, "Nah, big man, it ain't like that. It ain't like that. It's all fun and games." I'm like, I don't mind that, but you here, bro. You smelling my beard oil, and I don't need you doing that. That's only for Mrs. Mo's nose. You don't need to know what I got in the beard right now.
Give us this damn score predictions before I sit here all night laughing at these stories. Do we win this game? And if you want to give your prediction now, you can.
Okay, we definitely win this game. I actually have us on New Year's Day, wild New Year's Day, winning this game. I have us winning this game 42-17. I think that we're going to put up a 40 burger on the Raiders. I think Kyle is going to go ballistic. I think that we're going to be having so much fun out there. And it's just going to be one of these massive beatdowns. And I think it's going to be 42-17 is what I think it's going to be. That's what I think.
Yo, I mean, yeah,
from your mouth to God's ears.
Yeah, listen, I want the 40 burger. I like that, yo. But I'm a Mose. What was your score?
38-13.
Mm-hmm.
That was 30-18.
Mm-hmm. I'm going 33-10. I don't even think Davante Adams scores a touchdown. That's how bold I feel like this defense is going to be. I think it's Josh Jacobs in the air, though.
Okay, a receiving touchdown for
Josh Jacobs.
Okay.
All right. So, look, Davante swang. I think he gets swung out of this game, yo. I really feel like he going to go up against some dogs. You talked about it. Mooney Ward's going to come out there. If he's healthy, he's locking this guy down. I love Davante Adams. He does take advantage, but he's never played Mooney 49ers. So he's never faced the Mooney Niners. So right. I'm going to put it like that. And Derek Carr, come on, guys. The only thing I'm worried about Derek Carr is him escaping a sack and then making a play because somebody's going to be wide open because we couldn't get the sack. But I can tell you right now, Nick Bosa will have more sacks than Max Crosby in this game. So I'm putting out mad predictions because I'm really feeling the 49ers right now. I think they're hot. Yeah. I think they're on a high. I think they want to go into the playoff streaking, right? And that's Peachy, take us home, please.
So I want to thank everyone for tuning in to Nitty Gritty Niners. We back. We doing this. But we also getting revved up for the playoffs.
It's going to be crazy.
Because it's going to be hype. But this weekend, me and Breezy will be in Vegas representing. So anyone who is coming out to Vegas, we will be at the game. And it's going to be crazy. So we expect all the Niner fans that are going to be there to be loud as hell. Because we already know that it's going to be New Year's Day and everybody's going to be hungover and all stuff. But you still got to be loud. You got to be really, really loud. Mm-hmm. So I'm just letting you know. So if you're sitting by me and Breezy and you stay out all night and you drink, you got a big ass headache. Oh well, because we're gonna be screaming our ass off in this game. So just be prepared for it. Everybody needs to be loud though, but you guys are the best. I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas and continue to have a great week. And the chat was popping. You guys always make us special. Family's always great. We appreciate you guys very, very much for this whole entire year. Has been wonderful, fantastic. There's a lot of people that are in here that don't be watching the Wayne Breezy show. So instead of putting you in my doghouse like I normally do, let me remind you that every day, 11 o'clock Eastern, at 8 o'clock, hold on, let me start over. 11 o'clock, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. I get this mixed up all the time. The Wayne Breezy Show is on the same channel. So tune in to the Wayne Breezy Show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had a great time this morning.
It's so much fun. And if you cannot catch it live, then go back and just watch the replay because it's all over Twitter. It's all over Insta. It's all over Facebook. It's everywhere. And you should have your notifications on all anyway. So you should get a notification when it comes on. But yeah, just like Steve said, breezy this, breezy that. Come and check it out because it's really good every day. So if you have not checked it out yet, then you definitely need to do that. Christy's right. Coffee and breezy every morning. That's exactly what we need. So that's what we need to do. It's always a fun show with Wayne Breezy.
I appreciate that, Peachy. Yep. Listen, Troy, we're going to end with this contribution. Now, before I read Troy's contribution, super chat contribution, this is a great one to end on. Ooh, because I can't wait to see what y'all think. But before that, please make sure you go ahead and follow Mose. His channel this is streaming live on his channel. So make sure you follow What Mose Knows right here on the YouTube. It's streaming live right now. So if you're watching it on the Wayne Breezy channel, make sure you go to his channel, subscribe to it, and click the like button on his stream as well, right? We simulcast these shows. We're trying to big up both shows, big up both channels. So make sure you guys go ahead and do that. All right, Troy, our brother Troy. I love this Troy Noel name because he's with you, Fair. This is your brother, right? So here we go. Fair. Matter of fact, you take this one. I'm not answering this one.
Blessings from my NGN family. A winning streak can be pressure. Do you think we should maybe take an L before we run the table in the playoffs? Mose, what do you think? Peachy, what do you think? Oh, nope. Mose, you're on mute, buddy. Yep, get right. Oh,
boom,
Peachy.
There we go. Oh. Absolutely not. I understand it. Teams, winning so many games and they get to the playoffs and this pressure. I think this team is different. Right. We were here in 2019. We were here last year. We understand the assignment. So, if we understand that, and all of the games that we've won on this winning streak have been won in different ways. Yeah. So each week, if we can find a different way to win, like I said earlier, to add to our tool belt, that just adds more confidence. So taking a purposeful dive, I think does more damage than it does good. It throws off your momentum. It throws off your rhythm. It throws off chemistry. So absolutely not. If we can come out firing on all cylinders and we can beat the team on our schedule, that's what you're supposed to do. Beat the team that is in front of you. So I'm not taking a purposeful dive just for the sake of relieving pressure of a win streak. Because really, once we get into the playoffs, what we did in the regular season in that win streak, that means nothing. Every team is at 0-0 and it's win or go home.
Right. And as Kyle Shanahan said, again, can't turn off football.
I'm with Peachy. Nope.
We are too, like, with this Kyle Shanahan regime, like now, and even like the group of players that we have playoff experience. So we already know what it takes once we get there to the playoffs. So we're not like, some of the other teams that may, not be that experienced, like Philly. This Philly team, this is one thing that I want to say. I know Philly is great, looks at what they got going on and all this stuff like this, but people got to remember that 49ers have a lot more experience with a lot of these players that we have on our team than Philly does. And sometimes it is about coaching. It's about coaching. It's about situation. I think Breezy had brought this up a couple of weeks ago, talking about, at the end of the day, sometimes it just comes down to situational football. Like it comes down to one situation, getting one situation right at the right time. And sometimes it doesn't come down to, like all this other, So I feel like that we are definitely ready, and we're playoff ready. And we definitely just need to keep on winning, and just keep on winning all the way until we win number 6.
Here it is. And it's been said. Listen, quick shout out to our winner, Mr. Art Coleman, over on the Facebook group. So if you're a member of the Nitty Gritty Niners Facebook group, he had the closest to the score prediction. It was really close too. He was off by like a couple of numbers, but really spot on. You are the winner this week. Please make sure you email or DM me or Miss Debbie. All right. She needs your information as soon as possible, and she will be sending out the prize. So, Art, I'm sure you watch every morning. If you do watch the show, again, I see Farcity in the building. What's going on, fam? Yes, sir. If you do watch, if you do watch this show, make sure you go ahead and send that information. If not, I'll hit you up on Facebook. But congratulations, guys. You want to make sure that you participate in the score prediction. Is we give something away every game. All right. And we made it a little bit more difficult this year, but toward the mid to the end of the season, we started going back to the closest score. It was a lot more fun, a lot more interaction. It's almost impossible to get that score right. So closest score is the one that wins. But we appreciate you guys. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to Nitty Gritty Niners. We'll be back hopefully next Monday night. I think these three are going to have to run the show because I'll be getting back in from Vegas, and I don't like doing anything when I get off the airplane. I just want to go home.
We got you.
Yeah. So
I'll be getting back late. So
right. Oh, Peachy's not even. So do too.
Come on, we got it.
Later than me.
Hey, bro, we got it, dog. We in here.
Hey,
we in here.
I'm gonna be tuning in from Delta Blue or whatever the name of this shit is. I'm gonna be tuning in from something. But nah, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Stay up, stay faithful. I'll see y'all tomorrow, 11 a.m. Don't forget, Cliff. I'll see you in the chat. Shout out to my boy Cliff Plow. He made the CMC shirts. I got a couple of orders going out. Again, if you want the CMC shirts, just go ahead and send me an email or whatnot, and I'll tell you how you can get one of those CMC run CMC
McRib shirts.
Oh, we doing the McRib. Let me show you the run CMCs.
Yeah, because I want to see them.
Promo.
That'd have been crazy. All right, so we got them in white, we got them in black. All right, we got them in all sizes. If you need a special size, then they'll be to order.
That's nice. Look at that.
That's fire.
Yep. So the parental advisory says causing mad conflict. Shout out to our brother that came up with that. We're going to be going ahead and sending out these shirts. So if you need one, hit me up. We'll go ahead and we'll get those mailed out. All right.
Yeah, that white one's nice. I like that.
I like the white joints too, man. It's just it's cool. But love y'all. Stay up, stay faithful. All right. Always keep it nitty gritty. And thanks for watching, y'all. Peace. Wait a minute. Look at his profile. We forgot to do the poll question. Y'all not gonna get me on this one.
Oh, you done got me on here without a haircut, and I took my bucket off.
Wait. Oh man, I didn't know we was back.
Right? Why you do me like that, man? Got me out here crazy.
Bring it on you,
I
Peach.
took the bucket off.
45 yards. Peachy was on point.
Hey yo,
Peachy was on point. She like, watch Breezy come back. Watch him come back. Here goes Fear. Fear taking selfies. Mo's out there. He took the bucket hat off. All right, listen. 80% feels like Brandon Ayuk's going to be 1,000-yard wide receiver. He needs 72.5 yards for the next 2 games. You guys think he's going to get it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope so, man. I do. Guys, we're out for sure. For right now, I'm going to let them do what they do behind
I was just going to say real quick, yo, you remember, did you see the little, the video of when everybody started working from home and the dude thought he had clicked off of his video and he was, yes, it almost got crazy down here. Let's just say.